have to tell anybody about those secrets. You don't got to tell nobody. Just
Julian, he forgot your birthday.
No,
was
anyway.
Wednesday.
Jesus.
I've had a lot going on. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Monty here with another episode, another edition. I got to get my stuff together here. Gosh, it's been like a few days since I've had to like do anything podcast-wise or production or anything. I feel rusty. I feel like I got to get my stuff together.
You gotta get your mojo back.
I do got to get my mojo back, and I'm also tired today, and I don't know why. My energy's here though. We got one of these.
Because it's the van.
All your energy. Come
It's
on.
the van. The van gave you energy, and now that the van is gone, everything's depleted.
Let me tell you. Yeah, I had to get a new car. We'll get into all that. Anyway, so let's welcome our guest for today.
Announcements.
We're going to welcome the guest, and then we're going to do that.
Oh, okay.
I got you.
She got the list.
She on it, though. No, I respect it. I respect it. First, we'll introduce, and then we'll go to the announcements.
You're right. It says introduction first.
You're right.
I apologize.
You know what? Good job. I'm proud of you.
I'm trying.
Anyway, let's introduce our guest. Wait Again Minute Podcast. The ladies from Wait Again Minute Podcast. I was on this a few weeks ago, or no, like a month, 2 months, 3 months ago. I don't remember. It was a few months ago, but it was a very good time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was fun. Like the topics got hot. We had some really like interesting dudes there as well. A part of the panel. The ladies were behind the camera, but man, it was a good time. I enjoyed myself.
Oh,
so welcome, ladies. Welcome.
Now I
remember I told you I went to a podcast.
I remember because it was y'all were sitting in the seats, the 3 seats right beside each other.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not see y'all ladies. So
see, their wall is dope. I really like your wall. Like the painting on that whole mural back there is really dope. I really like that shit.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, well, before we get into the ladies, we'll get into the announcements. It's a new year, guys. Hey, Chill is just a podcast. We are revamping, as you guys know, towards the end of last year. The whole show just got rocky. And that was just fault of all of ours, I think. But I think we all have a good understanding of each other. And I think we're all going to do a lot better this year. And I just want you all to know I love Ed. That's my dog, okay? I know you guys all think I hate him and he hates me. And we hate each other, but that's my dog.
No, we don't. We love each other.
I will say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody that watches the show, if you base your opinions off a 30-second clip, you're failing yourself. The whole purpose of the clips is to get y'all intrigued, is to get you on that wow factor, so you actually take the time and watch or listen. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, to the whole episode, so y'all completely understand. I've been getting a lot of backlash from different people, so I want to tell those people that hey, I wouldn't be here today if everything wasn't a-okay. So stop watching 30-second clips and getting all frustrated and butthurt. Watch the full episodes. Well, if you watch the full episode and then you're still butthurt,
but the thing though, Ed, is of course you already know how me and you are on camera, and then how we are off camera. People only see the on camera narrative. You know what I mean? So what they see is what they believe. So we
literally went to dinner last night. Not just me and him. We let me reiterate that. Not just me and him. It wasn't no candlelight dinner. It was birthday dinner. That was totally different. But yeah, so I had to put that out there because I know if it got clipped out, they'd be like,
too late.
They'd be like,
they're going to dinner together. Like, what?
My homie Big L, he has we're gonna be doing a new segment where we're gonna be bringing on small businesses. And we're going to give them like 15-20 minutes to talk about their business, answer any questions from the chat, stuff like that. I want to bring other people on. If they have any questions, let them, kind of just talk, because we can bring multiple people on at one time. And if, somebody's in the chat and they want to ask that person a question. So we are going to start doing that segment in the next few weeks. I'm going to make sure it's set up. It's trying to do all the production by myself is hard, though. Yeah, so it's just like trying to figure out how to do it all and make it all cohesive and not freaking a mess is going to be a little difficult, but we'll figure it out. But he has a all women's football league that he's doing. I'm going to give you guys some more information about that when I go get the flyers again. I haven't looked at it in like a few weeks, so I don't have the right information at the top of my head, but he does have an all women's football league. We're going to be bringing him onto the show in the next few weeks during that segment and let him talk more about the league. I think it's a cool idea, because I'm just like, how many all women football leagues do we have around?
Because women rock rough and tough with their Afro puffs.
It all depends, because are we talking a women's football league? Are we talking a women's football league? Because there's already
I don't
one.
I don't think he's doing no like lingerie league.
Yeah,
or nothing like that.
We talking about that. Full supporter right here, president.
Dang, so you wouldn't watch girls really gear up and play?
No. Straight answer. No.
Wait, what? You wouldn't watch girls just gear? You know what? I don't want to continue.
Because then
we're not going to feed into your bullshit right now. I swear to God.
No. It's got to be a little bit more entertaining.
Okay. All right. But that's really all I got for the announcements for today. So.
Okay. Well, I have an announcement. My sister is 20 today, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I love you.
You only turn 20 once and then it's downhill.
No, really. Becoming an adult sucks.
Well, Jesus.
Can you do me a favor?
Sucks.
See that red light? Can you turn it this way? Because I must have knocked it and not
Come
realized
on, he didn't put her to work for a birthday.
Go ahead, just do it.
Just walk past the camera.
Your sister does it all the time.
I do it every show.
This was all my fault. It's all right. I'll cut this part out. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. I don't know how I turned it that way.
Happy birthday! You look pretty.
All right, resume. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and start to get to know about our guest.
Yes.
So first things first, tell everybody who you guys are. You can go, one at a time if you want. Just kind of introduce yourself. Really,
Who are you?
Well, I am Shantae. I'm the other half of the host for Wait Again a Minute podcast. I go by Miss Go Getter. I'm a mother of 3 grown ones. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I love living life.
Okay.
That was short and sweet.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna be even shorter. So, my name is Travail. I go by Gam, and I am one half of the dynamic duo of Wait Again in the podcast. I'm also a photographer. I'm a manager of a thriving home healthcare company, and we serve the entire Hampton Roads. And I'm pretty much what you see is what you get.
All right. Well, first, tell me a little bit more about your businesses, like your personal businesses, before we even go deeper into your podcast. Tell me a little bit more about your business.
Well, I own a women's clothing boutique here on High Street.
How long have you had it for?
Since 2019, this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't count the years right now too. Yeah. Anyway, then I own a home health care. I've been having that. This is my 12th year.
Mm-hmm.
And I also rent office suites. Then what else I do? Oh, I also rent homes and all of that good stuff. With houses, and I think that's about it.
That bothers me so much.
You need a house. I got you.
It bothers me so much, and I'm sorry. And I was going, Miss Gam, I'm sorry. I was going to let you go to yours too, but y'all are black women with multiple businesses. I need a little bit more energy because a lot of not just women, but black women aren't doing what you are doing. So praise yourself. I mean, because I'm already giving praise because in my head I'm just like a serial
women are out here
entrepreneur.
Doing it, bro.
They are.
Like that's something.
Lie,
I was gonna ask you when you said serial entrepreneur. I was like, she talking about like the box of cereal or like it's something different. But that's just me. And
Where you get him from?
I mean, you kind of answer the question. But entrepreneur and you renting out houses. You got a podcast going on. You deal with healthcare. You're a mother of 3. That is a lot of positives. And so it should be like, put that on your chest, because a lot of women ain't got it.
You're a grandma?
I'm a grandmother too.
Yeah, like a lot of women ain't got that. Like for all the black women out there that's struggling to find themselves, this is inspiration, motivation. Look what they're doing. That's all I'm saying. Hype it up.
Do it.
Hype it up.
Because nobody else is gonna do it. Black women all the time.
We only got one half of Wait Again Minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That part just sparked a little thing in me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, you be hyped.
No, well,
come on,
I do understand what you're saying, and I received that for both of us, but this is just who we are. Like, and I think the humbleness, it's just what it is. Like I like sometimes I think about some of the things that, like we're doing or whatever, and now in my later years I'm like, we actually are really doing something. So I do receive that, but at the same time, this is just who we are. Like,
just what it is. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, what you see is definitely what you get. But I don't want anybody to think that, well, me personally, like that I'm not appreciative or that I'm not thankful for what God is doing and has done. Yeah, I really am. But sometimes you don't have the energy. because you like pull so many different ways. So when you sit down, it's like, you know, your mind's still going.
Hell yeah.
So
I feel that 100%.
Yeah, so I actually run her home health care.
Okay.
And I've been doing it with her like probably like about 9-10 years. Now I think I left my job in 13.
Damn.
Or whatever, yeah.
Just graduated.
So
describe home health care.
home health, basically what we do is we send out aides to provide personal and respite care to the clients, whether they're disabled
okay,
or may
okay.
having, you know, challenging times or
Got you,
whatever.
got
So
you.
they, you know, just help them with baths,
Got you.
the doctor's everyday life.
Like a home nurse.
Things that
type of-
sometimes we take for granted.
Got you.
Like, and they need the help, so we are the facilitator for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what got you interested in that field?
That's her.
She said she run it for her.
Well, I was working for I was a disability analyst for like 10 years.
Okay.
You know, when people was filing for Social Security disability,
And she was the one
girl.
denying y'all.
Okay.
I said whether you got it or not.
She said denied. Lord.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you about to get some mean
I was the
comments.
girl that would determine whether or not you was approved or denied, whether you was getting a check next month or not.
Right.
So that was fun.
Jesus.
Yeah, that
My life is in your head.
So
Your
while
life
I was
is in my
doing
head.
that, then, you know, I started doing some research on stuff. But actually what happened was me and then one of my coworkers at that time, we was talking about doing something else, like a different program, because there's a whole lot of different programs. So we was talking about doing a different program. But as I was doing the program and submitting my application, somehow it turned from the program I was supposed to be working on to this program. So I just said it must have been meant. That's the way God wanted it to go, because I honestly did not put in for this program.
Right.
Like my whole package was not this program.
What program did you put in for?
I put in for the residential, like having people go out to the house, but they stay in the house. So initially we supposed to been doing that program where have people actually placed in your home to stay with individuals in the community. But somehow it turned to home health, me sending people out to the individual's home.
Right.
But either way, it still works. So I've been doing that now, like I said, for 12 years. So it worked. But then I started doing houses, probably about 8 years ago. I started buying and rehabbing houses and renting them out. Now I'm into the building of houses, of new construction houses. So I'm rolling into that. And then my boutique started in 2019.
Yeah, y'all are
So
a
I
little
was
bit
doing
too
it
humble.
online
Jeez.
when I-
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
it's
That
no
sound
such
like some
thing as
true
too humble.
bosses out here
There's
talking.
no such thing as too humble. No such
Man.
thing. Look, I love that. I love y'all humbleness. I do.
thank you.
Because y'all are really sitting here like y'all, I just do da 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 da.
Like, y'all out here
Like,
doing
yeah,
it.
I just
Because
da
you
da
know,
da
really, I
da.
don't really, unless someone asks me, I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I just
do
talk
it.
about it.
Would you?
I love it.
Would y'all ever be interested in doing like motivational speakers for women out there? You know?
No, really, because if y'all,
No.
no, you don't.
You know, people.
I'm not. No,
Oh.
She said, no, not me. It's not me.
I'm not a stand in front of you and speak
Really?
type of. Like say if she was to come to me and talk to me, I probably talk ahead. Or she probably like, oh Lord, she hit me there all day talking. But to stand in front of people and just talk to them about whatever, no.
Okay.
I can feel it.
Fair enough.
Understandable.
No, really.
So let's talk a little bit more about the podcast now. So what made y'all start Wait Again a Minute in the first place?
Well, I didn't. That was all Gam.
Okay.
Let me see. It started in 2020. I don't know. One day I went to sleep. I woke up and I don't know, like all of a sudden, like I had this dream or whatever. Oh, I'm not gonna say it was a dream.
It might
I don't
be a
know.
dream 'cause
I don't
you
know.
text us because it started out being 4 of us.
Yeah.
And she
yeah.
texts myself and the other 2 young
Because
ladies that used to be there.
Actually, what happened was when it was brought to my mind, right? I wasn't in the equation. I was behind the scenes. So it was a thing of with she and 2 other young ladies.
Right.
So that was what I saw. So I was going by what I saw. So and then I was thinking about what a name, and then I was like, I told her, I said, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. And so the name just stuck. But initially, yeah, it wasn't me. It was 3 other young ladies, and I was just behind the scenes, just doing like you're doing, producing and coming up with the topics and stuff like that. And next thing you know, like, life happened and we're here.
God said it ain't way to Gam Minute without Gam.
And you know what? We were just talking about that at the studio because what was she? What was publicist that we used to have? She was like, "Gam, you gotta stop being Casper the Ghost. Like, you gotta get out there and let people see who you are." And I'm like, just like her, I don't want to be out there in the front because that wasn't how God brought it to me. So I was behind the scenes. So then I was like, okay. So they were on Thursday, so I started doing like Tuesdays with the 15 minutes, which was so ironic, right? And I really think that because she told me that, she prepared me for what was coming, and I didn't even know.
Right.
So had she not prepared me, then it probably wouldn't be a way to get me now, because I would have been like, oh no, I want to be out in front.
Yeah.
So
Had me out there by myself, and I'd be like, "There."
pretty much.
Well, I mean, especially like at the start of it, because I know when I first started doing like because this was the opinionated podcast first, and then I realized that there was somebody else with like 74 episodes deep. I'm like, I'm not even about to try to fight with it. Let's just find some other name. And then
Right.
I don't know if you guys know this guy Gabe. He works with United Souls Band. But I had made a post like I have to come up with a new podcast name. Like anybody have an idea? And he had said, "Hey, Chillish is the podcast," and I was like, "Yep." There's like nothing else that works any better. Like that is perfect for what I want for the show, especially like, "Hey, chill, it's just a podcast. Relax," like because that's what happens on the show all the time anyway. So
Definitely.
hey, man, that's how that stuck. And now we have it on sweatshirts. And big shout out to Miss Sullivan.
Mama Ed,
Real
we
quick,
love you.
Mama
'cause
Ed,
this
I'm
is
sorry, but
amazing.
Mama Ed, shout out to Mama Ed for these. These are fire.
This is the gift you were talking about, Mama Ed. I love you so much because
Mama
this
Ed?
made my heart smell.
His mama.
Yeah, his mama.
His mama seems to be a big supporter of the show. She watches all the time. Is
This
always in
made
the
my heart
comments.
smell so
And,
big.
Good. Of course you're gonna watch her baby. If she's not watching, why you expect somebody over there to watch?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
my
she-
mom watches all the time. She's
she's
just not in the comments as much. Like
Every
she'll say,
now and then she
"Hey,"
does.
she'll
She's
say, "Hey."
your mom usually pops up in like comments. If you make a post, Candace right there. Boom.
Yeah,
See, I don't-
she right there.
I don't tell Mama, huh?
Especially like my positive posts, she's just always like, oh.
She too opinionated. She too opinionated. Nope.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about some of the struggles of a podcast, like running a podcast on a consistent week-to-week basis. Like, tell me some of the struggles you guys face in this journey.
I would say topics.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
I would say topics is like the biggest struggle.
It's just like you don't want to be saying the same thing over and over. But one thing that I'm learning about that though is that like everybody has their own answers to it. So you can have the same topic week to week, but everybody's gonna have a separate answer. Now, if it's just y'all two and saying the same topics every week, now
so
we talking. Now that's
redundant,
repetitive and boring. But because I've noticed that with especially a lot of the bigger podcasts like Fresh and Fit and all those type of podcasts that are kind of similar to what we do, they're asking the same questions. They're talking about the same shit, different girls, same shit, different guys. You know what I mean? So it also depends on how you word it too. You ask the same question 4 times in a podcast and word it differently. Like I'm just
That's
saying.
it. That's it. That's where journalism come in. I think for us too, consistency. Like even though, we're hella consistent, but just like dealing with everyday life and then trying to, like, oh my God, like we gotta record it. We got, this week we live, and it's like, oh, it's a lot. So that's when you really have to prioritize and say like, what's more important. And for me, Wait a Gam Minute is more important than anything.
Yep. That's how I feel
So
about this.
it's like, it's a no-brainer for me, but at the same time, it's still hard.
That's right.
So
I know that's right.
but them topics, yeah, and I'm glad you said that too. I'm gonna be honest, because my co-host over here is like, she be like, we talking to somebody else who got 99 and a half years. I'm like, yeah, but his 99 and a half years different from his. So in each episode, for us, it's for somebody to pull something out of it.
Yeah.
Learn something that you didn't know, and it's to inspire, encourage, and uplift somebody. So everybody has a story.
Yep.
you know, even though we may have been dealt the same hand, but you know, we walked down different paths and we got there differently. So
Right.
let me sit in the seat and explain it.
Because that's the major thing about it is like we all may experience similar situations, but we all go through them in different ways. So
That's right.
that's why I say like it's okay if we talk about the same thing as long as it's somebody different with a different perspective on that situation. Because I've gotten so many different answers for so many things, and we've sat here and discussed and have argued and fussed over the same thing over and over and over. You know, so it's like, you know, and they're typically hot topics. Like it's topics that we're all talking about anyway, and especially when we're talking about relationships, modern dating, we're all asking the same questions every single day, and we're all getting different answers every single day, but people relate to every answer, I guess. So how do you guys like, are you guys ever afraid of backlash for the show? Like, have you ever had a really controversial episode where you were like,
Yes.
Yeah.
We had to take it down.
Control, Alt, and delete.
yeah, we've been through it too. Trust you and me, we've been through it.
Live ended.
It was like,
I knew something
it
was
was
off.
bad.
It says 0
What
viewers.
happened? Do you want to talk about it, or
Huh?
do you want to talk about what happened?
I don't care to talk about it.
What happened?
I don't care.
It's okay.
See, I'm the unfiltered one. I don't care. Huh? You said what? Oh, what happened?
No, our live went off, but for some reason, but we're still recording, so it's okay.
Okay.
I always have it recording, so it's okay.
So yeah, we have experienced backlash where we had to go back and actually delete the whole video. It was kind of bad. I think that was the worst one. We've never had it, so it was our first. So me, I'm the type like, oh, okay, so what? See, she worries more, and she worries and cares more.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And
Yeah, that's you.
so
Pretty much.
So what happened was we had a guest on. The guest wasn't really prepared. I can say what we was talking about, right? You think I should? Yeah. Yeah. I just want to make sure you was good.
We here.
Anyway,
She's just gotta make sure.
you're cool. Anyway, so the guest came on. She's saying she was like a psychic or whatever.
No, she. No, see.
Oh,
there you
she
go.
talks to the dead.
Yeah, she
talks to the dead.
Yeah, she talks
So
to the dead.
she came on.
Jesus.
And my thing is, this is my thing. I don't have, I'm not swayed one way or the other. I really don't care if that's your thing, that's what you're into. But you can't put that on me because that's not what I'm into.
Mm-hmm.
So she came, she wasn't really prepared. So I was asking her questions. You're doing a whole interview. She thought no one was supposed to ask her questions. She really came thinking she was going to be questioned, or she wasn't going to be like doubted or anything. So my questions, I was asking her like, so she was saying something. So I was asking her questions in reference to what she was saying. She didn't have an answer. So I said to her, if this is your business, you charging people money for this? She said, yes. I said, well, if this is your business, you should know your business and be prepared to answer questions in reference to what you're
Your
doing.
Yeah, baby,
business,
explain what you're doing.
So you're supposed to be able to explain to me the reason. So then I asked her another question about, so when you telling people you spoke to whoever you spoke to, everything is good, so you never have nothing bad to tell them? Everything is good? No, they can't be telling you everything is good.
Yeah, ain't no way.
So at the end of the day, during the interview, she started feeling a certain kind of way.
Right.
So she was taking it like I was attacking her, but I was really sitting here like I'm asking. I was really sitting there asking her questions. But she took it personally because she wasn't prepared. And I told her, I said, I'm not attacking you. I'm asking you questions. And if this is your business and you trying to grow with your business, you should be prepared to answer questions because everyone is not going to believe in what you're doing. And you can't assume or force that people are going to automatically believe what you're saying without questioning or they're going to agree with it. Then she tried to do a little reading on me. Oh, you had someone in your family just pass. Of course you know that because you're talking to his nephew. He didn't tell you that. You know that because you're talking to his nephew.
Oh, dang.
See, yeah, getting hurt.
Right, you only know because you're talking to
I'm,
his nephew.
because right then and there, I'm gonna try her card. Like, all right, come on, let's speak to the dead.
Really.
I'll pay you a little bread. Let me see it. Let me see it.
Personally, I feel like you
Yeah.
would only feel attacked if you weren't fully prepared, like you just said. Like if you're standing in your truth and this is exactly what it is, you wouldn't feel attacked because you feel like, oh, you want to know more? I got you. Here you go.
Yeah.
She kind of like shut down to the point where she turned her back to me like this and only talked to her and answered her questions. But I kept asking questions anyway. I'm sitting there with her back, but I'm still like, and so blah 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 blah. And she's like, so then she had to repeat my question to her for the answer. It was really weird. But a lot of people was like commenting because they was like, we shouldn't have had her on because she's up there talking about, you know, this, that, and the third, and then she's not really sure or able to answer the question. So it became a big, thing.
It was a huge thing. Like it was real. It got real deep. But I think for the most part, you had like
going
people.
back and forth.
Yeah. Most part, you had some people on this end was feeling her, and some people not. But that's just
That's how it is.
That's how it
That's
is.
when
like
you
a
know you
flower
have
that
a good
I know.
episode.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds.
But it was
We used to that.
It was a very controversial episode, but it did numbers in a short period of time. But it got so bad, like I was told to delete it. Like he was like, no, you need to get rid of that spirit because it was deep.
You see, and that's where it gets tough because like the ones that people are like, you gotta go ahead and delete that are the good ones. They're really the good ones because I mean, there's even been like a couple episodes ago we had a bad episode. Like I'm just gonna leave it at that. We had a bad episode, and I was just like, nah, we gotta take that shit down. These two were like, I mean, but there's good content in there, and they were right 100%, but it was just in bad taste for all of us. So I'm just like, we need to just get rid of this. But they were right. There was a lot of good content in there.
There was a lot of good content.
There's a lot of really good
I feel
content
like it was
in there.
relatable to a lot of situations. While it's like, I feel like y'all's instinct where it comes to her profession, that might have been something, I understand, because it's like, that's a touchy subject. It is. But I feel like ours was more so of
We was bickering
real
with each other,
life.
too.
We were bickering with each other. It's like,
I think I seen
people can relate to that a little bit more.
Maybe.
They might understand it.
Oh wait, who was
versus
bickering?
every day.
The three of them?
All of us.
Okay.
Yeah, we were. It was really on some understanding one another type thing. And I feel like that's something that people struggle with on an everyday basis when it comes to understanding.
that would have
your
did
loved ones.
numbers though.
Exactly.
That would've did
It would
numbers.
have.
It was doing numbers while we were doing it. Like we had a lot of people watching at the time, but it was more or less of, well, we also had guests who do a podcast here as well on the show who were like, the one girl was like done with it. She was uncomfortable and it was just a bad, so for the sake of them, if they weren't on the show, I would have posted it. But because I wanted to disassociate them as far as I can from that episode and that even being a thing that happened, that's why I didn't post it, because I didn't want them being associated
But you know
at
what
all.
it is? Like you just said, if you prepared and you watch the show ahead of time and you say, hey, I want to be on that show.
Right.
Then you know what you come with it.
Right.
You're right.
You should
You're right.
already know. So don't come on here in this little high pedestal like, well, it's not going to happen to me. No.
But also,
Well,
like I
your
said,
ass
I
up
think.
too. You ain't special.
But that
Like,
specific episode, though, like I said, as far as us three goes, we were getting too into our own
we
shit
were. They couldn't relate
that
to a lot of the stuff
that they
talking
were just
about.
kind of
They
like
didn't
there
know.
to like listen to and watch at that point. Like we got into our own shit.
I get it.
Yeah,
So,
that should
like-
have been a single show without a guest.
So
type
that's
thing.
leading me to my next question for you guys is like, have you guys had like gone through struggles with your internal? I mean, you've already kind of said that you've had people in and out. So like, do you ever like struggle like with your internal structure sometimes, or like maybe not always see head to head but heads? Like, do you ever go through that?
Yeah.
But right, but I think whenever you have more than one person in any situation, you're going to go through that because everyone have their own opinion.
Right.
Everyone, have their own mindset on how things should go and what they believe in and
Right.
all of that. But I do agree, if it's amongst you guys, if you guys was having a disagreement and you're on camera, then that's one thing that we never had that.
All right.
Never had a disagreement or anything like that on camera, even when we had the other two young ladies that was apart from the beginning. None of us did none of that on camera. However, if that's your truth and that's what's really going on, and that's what I try to tell Gam sometimes, it's just crazy when it seems like it's out of order, that's when you get the high numbers. Everybody want to tune in. But when everything seems like it's smooth and okay, I got this straight. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's when you had the least viewers. Right. And it's just crazy. That just goes
society
to
loves chaos.
They really do.
That's what I was about to say.
Like our most hectic episodes, like we had the episode where the girl walked off because
she walked off the show
because of Ed. Because of Ed.
She walked off because if you're not presenting black women a proper way, I'm gonna get in your ass. That's just how it is. That's why when y'all were talking about what y'all do and what y'all got going on, I probably won't even have a wild episode right now because right now the energy is just different. I want to learn from y'all. Y'all are very educated. Y'all both have experiences, and then y'all are colliding. So yeah, her on the other hand, she was naming terms that she didn't even know what they were. You didn't have anything going for yourself. If anything, it was an embarrassment to black women. So yeah, I'm gonna eat your ass alive. Okay. Walk off. I don't care.
In his feelings. That shit was it.
So she got up and walked off.
Yeah,
one of the girls did. Yeah, like the girl, he wasn't even really talking to her. It was just what had happened at that specific moment. Like it just got. She had just said something that made it seem worse than what it really was, and then she got like super upset, and then she walked off. But her friend was like still all for everything. She was with all the shit. She didn't care. He was not phasing her at all until she
came back and dissed the same girl that brought her in. So it's just
yeah.
I don't know. I just think a lot of times like people, a lot of people want to be seen, but they don't want to put the work in when they're being seen.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to make sure that you're prepared before you go on these platforms. No matter if you see them with 100 views or one.
Yeah.
You still have to be prepared because at the end of the day, you are presenting yourself to people or whatever it is you're talking about.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all are the biggest inspiration of why I'm doing the release forms. Cause like I've done a bunch of podcasts and even my own. I wasn't making people sign release forms, but that is like a necessity now.
Yes,
like,
it is.
Especially like if for a situation like that episode, Shorty, every time I would post a clip, can you take it down? I don't want to. Yeah. And I had to explain to her multiple times, listen, I told you from the jump when you came on the show, you're one of my close friends, right? But I told you when you came on, this is what it is, and you know I'm going to post. Yeah. So if you sound crazy, that's on you.
And this is how your business make business, by posting your content.
But the thing about it is I've been the butt of the joke. He's been the butt of the joke. She's been the butt of the joke. We've all been the butt of it. And we've all had videos that, like, each one of us has had a video that did numbers. And we were the butt of the joke. So it happens.
Yeah,
Who fucking cares?
I'm almost certain each and every one of us then had an episode where we look back on and be like, I probably shouldn't have said that. Or I could have said that. Except for Ed, you're right. Ed probably did not experience that.
If I said it, it was meant to be said. What bothers me is before we even start the show, most of the time, we talk, we drink, we might go outside and smoke. We really get in tune with the guests before they even come on the show. Right. And we let them know, hey, this is what it is, this is what it ain't. Yeah. Are you still ready? You still want to do this before the cameras come on? Y'all were in here. He was still setting up, and we were already talking.
He is
just an extremist.
No, it's just I don't like when people complain.
For real though,
I don't like nothing.
Yeah, I just don't like when they complain about certain situations and you already know the circumstances.
Yeah. Right.
Why complain? Why bitch about something that you wanted to be a part of?
Right. Yeah, I feel like
begged to be a part of.
Yeah,
no, really.
And best believe it was either one of us picking them up, dropping them off, taking them here, dude.
Oh wow.
Like,
so I mean, so how do y'all react to situations like that? Like, has anybody ever came back to you was like, oh, can you please not post this? And like, how do you react?
I don't take it down. Recently, a young lady had reached out or whatever, and I'm just sorry. That's just how it goes. Like, you signed a release form. Like, it's our content, and and with all due respect, like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but at the end of the day, will you call Tyler Perry to him take something down?
Nope.
I don't like that scene in the movie.
Thank you for that validation.
And be like, oh no, Oprah, oh no, I don't want to do that. You showed me from my left side. My left side is not my good side. No, it didn't work.
Sucks to suck, don't it? Thank you for that validation.
We had people that Now, we have had people, too, to come on, and they talking about something that their family was disagreeing with or didn't know about, and the family jumped in the inbox. One of us was like, we didn't tell them to say this. We don't know their story. Like, they I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so basically what she's talking about is people have came on the podcast, and, a lot of times people may know your story. So when you come on a platform, you're saying this and saying that. Only thing I'm saying is make sure you have your stuff together because people are gonna come out the woodwork. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
So families came out and they was like, "Oh, she came on your show lying. She making y'all look bad because she's like, no, she making herself look bad, right? Because we don't know. Only thing we know is we were approached about the story. We went through the formalities, whatever. We did that and we had an episode and." She said, "Well, that was her truth."
That's what it was. Yeah.
We not Jerry. Oh, you a lie? Yeah, you lie. No, we ain't doing none of that.
Go take that up with the horse.
Yeah.
Because it didn't come out of my mouth.
Because
I want to come up there. No, and that's what we're not doing. We're not coming up there. We're not having a rebuttal episode.
Give their opinion
to what? No, we're not doing
what
that.
happened. It's like. Oh no, we ain't doing that. Now
y'all need to go to a counselor.
For real.
Y'all got family issues.
I would have did it. I would have ran that at a 5-part series.
That's why I be telling people, man.
5-part series, family drama. Let's go.
For real though, I be telling people
but
like,
you know what? That probably would been good.
Yeah, with a rock.
Probably.
Yeah, but
I mean, but that's
feel
like
we did them no justice.
But that's why I be saying those therapy sessions or like those things that where we're really having like hard discussions where it's not like getting overbearing, but we're able to have like a tough discussion about something. That shit is like really like people really. It hits people differently. That's why I say those therapeutic episodes, man, they really can hit differently. But excuse me. Yeah, I tell people all the time, when you come on the show, you got to have your shit together. Like if that's why I really try to send the topics where I like try to talk about the topics prior at least a little bit to give people like, this is what we're going to be talking about. Be ready. But I mean, I try to keep it based on what they do, but like I just, because I've had people like my homeboy Tip, you know who you are, bro, that he watches all the time. He's been on the show. Bro had so much backlash after his episode, and his baby mama made his life hell after his episode, and her whole family after his episode, and he didn't even say anything that bad.
Was it the episode that he was here or the previous
this
episode?
Was no, this was like a while ago. It wasn't here. It was back at the other station. No, yeah, he was, because he was just talking about just his daughter and his baby mama and some of their stuff or whatever, and her whole family came on that shit, like because the video got like 300,000 views on TikTok. And her entire family was up there, like in the comments, and then like slash his tires or some shit like that. Stole his camera.
That's because the truth was there somewhere. So they felt some type of way.
100%.
But you have to be careful because a lot of times, all the time, you're a part of somebody else's story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and they have the right to tell it how they see it.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. And that's why I always just tell people like, just be careful what you say. If you know you're about to regret it, don't say it, because if I post it and you hit me up after the fact like, hey man, that's your fucking problem. It sucks to suck at this point.
Right. I feel like a lot of people look at it as like slander. They're like, oh, don't be out here slandering my name, but they really misinterpret the word.
I mean, I ain't
It's like, if I'm not lying on you, it's not slander, friend.
Absolutely.
If you didn't like my truth, then you shouldn't have done it. This was your action.
People come on podcasts and make themselves sound dumb as hell, and then they want to get mad at the podcast because they sounded dumb as hell on the podcast. Like, first of all, nobody forced you to come up here. Nobody begged you to come up here. You most likely asked to come on to this motherfucker.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all already know what I mean. Yeah. So tell me about like your process, like, so making your clips and stuff. Like, are you guys doing it yourself? Have you tapped into AI yet, or what?
AI. Well, we just really tapped into AI.
Oh yeah.
But
for what we're doing.
We didn't tap into AI. I guess she did, because I don't know what AI is.
Oh wow.
For what we're doing, if you don't have, are you using like a video editor clip yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. The shit makes my life easy.
It's see what people don't see. It's a lot. People just see whatever day you have your episode or whatever, but it's a lot that goes into it. So me, being the age that I am, it's like trying to catch up to a lot of shit that's going on. I'm like, hold on now, I'm about to be 50. Like, I can't keep up with all this. Well, 46, but same thing.
I thought you were in your 30s.
No,
to be
really,
honest.
you look great.
It's not.
Because I would have thought you were that
30s.
close.
I hate when people do that. They be like, oh, yeah, this damn, no, it's 46.
Yeah.
I teach my kids 46 is 46, 50 is 50.
Yeah, true.
Black don't crack, so you still good.
No, because you don't even look like you 46.
Yeah,
you definitely look like you in your
look
30s.
more like 48.
Damn.
When I say it's motherfuckers,
It's your friends. They'll do it to you. What you mean?
She's a hater, but it's fine. But just trying to keep up with the technology is just like It's a lot. It's a lot. And then, you know, when you're doing so, you're trying to, you know, people be like, oh, you can hire somebody. Yeah, it sound good, but that's another bill.
Yeah.
So any quick way I can, you know, get it done or whatever. And it is, because it's, for me, it's about making sure the audio is crisp.
Yep.
And that video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is and if it's not, when I get it back, I ain't messing with it.
I feel that. Yeah, there's been a whole lot of dead episodes of, because we're learning. I'm sure you're also learning how to do all this shit as you go. Yes, trust you and me, so am I. And there's a lot of times, bro, that I'm just like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. I don't even want to fuck with this now. Or like it'll just be a clip where like, so I'm over here pushing the button to change the cameras and all that. Sometimes I'll forget to change the camera a little bit too long. And I'm like, oh, fuck, now it's just looking at them while I'm talking. And I'm like, oh, shit, now I don't even want to fuck with that
all
clip.
the time.
So, but the one thing I will say is, because me and Ed, we both use Opus Clip to do our video edit.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not going to lie to y'all. They started using it, honestly, before I did. I was just doing all of our edits myself. But it doesn't always 100% get your video where you want it to be. But for the most part, shit, it's making my life a hell of a lot easier. And it's like,
it cuts down the time.
Yeah, and I'm just going into past episodes and just clipping and just posting. Now I have random shit to post at all times. I ain't gonna run out.
See what y'all done did? Y'all talking about y'all need people and this, that, and the third. Now you got a promoter in here trying to get business done.
I'm sorry, you Twitch promoters.
I'm so sorry.
They trying to make their
Twitch
bread.
promoters, I
they
can't
heard
do
y'all.
it.
Oh, y'all need help. All right.
No.
It's lower than any competitor.
What was the maid's name on Family Guy? Consuela? No.
Superman no here.
Superman no here.
Superman no here.
No.
Sorry, bud.
So the last question that I have about y'all in the podcast, and we're gonna move on to the next segment, is of course you do.
Oh no.
What is like the end goal for you guys?
She got to pee, don't she?
Like where do you guys want to take this thing? Go.
All the way.
Go. Hurry up.
What is all the way?
All the way.
So as far as you can, because I don't know. Me personally, I don't know how. You know exactly where to say, because I don't want to limit. You know, I don't want to speak it into the atmosphere, and then it comes back, oh, well, you only said you want to go to the block. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I think,
wherever it takes you.
Wherever it takes me, and then to put that in the atmosphere. So, therefore, if it takes me into radio, that's fine. If it takes me to a larger scale with the podcast on an actual network, that's fine. If it takes, you know, wherever, I just don't know how to.
Well, you said earlier that you don't like speaking, you know, doing public speaking. And you know, a lot of podcasts, when they get the right sponsorships and stuff like that. I went to the Black Podcast Festival in Atlanta, right?
Don't talk about it. I was so mad. Go ahead.
So
it was overrated. A lot of that stuff be overrated.
It was overrated. It was a lot of podcasts in there. You had Ray Daniels. You had the Fat Boy podcast. You had Full Course Pumps or whatever.
Them talk to you personally?
Yeah. Okay. I talked to all of them except Ray Daniels. I did not get to speak to him, and that's just because I was nervous. He had a whole entourage, and I went by myself. I was supposed to go down with a team. Team couldn't go.
Yeah, you're a real one.
I was just like, I went by myself, and it was thousands of people there. Yeah. So, and everybody's in their groups. So me walking up, just like, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to be seen. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. Y'all in Atlanta. Well, guess what? I'm speaking for VA. Right. So what's up? Yeah. But some of the podcasts, the bigger groups, they were on stage, and they have thousands of people in front of them. So when you were like, okay, all the way up, that's the next thing right there. Would you be comfortable with something like that? Like doing y'all's podcast in front
of a live studio?
See, I would do that. It's the standing up and everyone sitting and they're looking this way. That's the part. But if I'm on a stage like this and say like, you know, like she's sitting there, so she's potentially like the audience.
The live cast.
See, I can do that, and we have done live casts before.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've done that a couple of times where we actually like set it up, and we went out and we set it up and had people come sit like their audience. That part, no, I don't have a problem with that.
I wouldn't have a problem with it at all, and I don't think she would either. Because let me be honest, like I'm saying as far as if we would have to speak in front of people, because she has matured more than she realizes. Like, because before you couldn't get her to say 2 words. Now, because you know she's been doing it so much, she has basically she
had
has
a whole
grown.
conversation with y'all.
She's grown.
Right.
So I don't see that being a problem as long as we know what we're speaking about.
Right.
Like, and if it's for pushing us forward, I'm getting on that ladder.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna do what I physically can do, and then let God do the rest.
Absolutely.
Right.
But I feel like if you know, a lot of times people be like, oh yeah, I got this vision or whatever. Yeah, it's good to have a vision, but if you're not a doer, if you're not doing it, what's good is the vision?
You can talk about it
You
all
can talk
day
about
long.
all day long.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So everybody was given the vision. So what you saying is, God gave you the vision, you saw it, but you ain't doing it. You ain't doing it. So you want me to believe? You want me to believe you?
Right.
No.
It's almost like when somebody be like, man, I really need a job. God be like, okay, cool. You see a help wanted as a janitor, they be like, nah.
I don't want that.
Then you won't really want a job.
Being picky and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't
If it's
working for no $10
presented,
an hour.
if it's presented, take it, run with
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
You
That's
know?
what I be saying, and I think I was actually listening to the Breakfast Club this morning, and they were talking about this. But it's like it's become such a narrative that having a job is like uncool. Like having like a full 9-to-5 job is like, it's like not cool. Like you shouldn't have, like people are telling you shouldn't have a 9-to-5. You just should work for yourself and be an entrepreneur and all that extra shit.
And I'm sorry, since it's 4 ladies
what
in
I'm
a,
like.
it's sorry. I'm saying I'm sorry. It's 4 ladies in a room, but I've seen more women talk about what type of jobs a person can have and what they can do than I've seen anybody else. And like I said, it's 4 women in here, and I'm sorry, but I've seen more women tell a dude, "Hey, yeah, you." I literally just seen a post where this girl's getting millions of views and comments, and she's like, "Oh yeah, man can't be a post office. He can't work in a post office. He can't be a garbage man. He can't be this, that, and the third. A high value man is this, that, and the third." And I'm just like, you're on OnlyFans. You literally suck dick for money, but
Oh my
that's
God.
high value. You're high, in her eyes. I'm getting a bag. You're sucking dick on camera for money. You're a prostitute. You're a harlot.
But everybody isn't her client either, though.
Right.
That's true.
So she can say what she wants. But everybody, and that's the thing. Like, people think you can be an entrepreneur, okay, but you don't work a 9-to-5. You don't want to work a 9-to-5. So you think being an entrepreneur is going to be that easy?
It's not.
You have your hours. It's not enough hours in the day.
Not at all.
Right,
Hell
because
no.
being an entrepreneur, your paycheck or how much money you get depends on what you're doing.
Yeah. And how much you work.
You sitting there saying you're an entrepreneur, but you
riding around all day.
bed, or you laying in the bed all day, or whatever. Then you just saying you're an entrepreneur, but are you
And
really
you don't
making
get off a
money
certain
as
time.
one?
If you're running a business, like, okay, 5 o'clock, that's why a lot of people don't want to be in management. It's cool, and it's not for everybody. And when you're on salary, because it's like, okay, after 5 o'clock, my phone off, I'm off. But when you are in management or you are an entrepreneur,
24/7.
24/7. It's
Yeah.
always calling. It's always need something.
I ain't
Something
even
not
go-
always right.
I ain't gonna lie, like I mean, even just with the studio shit, like I was trying to set myself like time limits. I mean, for the most part, if somebody hits me up like for a session at like 10 o'clock at night, I'm not gonna do it because I just don't like working night like that. But like, shit, if I didn't get booked all day or the day before, and somebody hits me up at 8 o'clock at night, like, yo, you free? Shit, I might just have to take that motherfucker. Like, it is what it is. Cause yeah, as somebody
You
who
wanna miss
owns
that
your own
money, yeah.
business, yeah, like, cause if you're going and going and going, yeah, sometimes you're just like, all right, this session ain't even worth taking, or this one,
Right.
because it's just like it's whatever.
Yeah.
But when you ain't getting nothing and you just chilling, sitting around, shit, you gotta take what you get.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And there's busy times and there's unbusy times when it comes to this shit. Specifically, the studio time. There's times where like 2020, when everybody had all that money, and I started doing this shit full time. Shit, I was banging. 2021 came. 2021 won't the same, boy. 2022 won't the same either. 2023 won't the same either.
Reality hit in for those artists.
But 2020 was like that, and I was like, oh shit. But I wasn't thinking of the fact, like, all right, COVID's here. Everybody's getting all this money. They getting all these checks. Once all that money ran out, shit changed, boy. I mean, I still get booked a lot, but it's still not the same like it was. Like it was 8 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, going nonstop, and then it turned to maybe 8 hours total of recording time that entire week. So it's it's an up and down business, and that's any business, I think, personally.
So it was a lesson. Yeah, it was a lesson
For sure.
in that too, though.
For sure. But I thought it was cool though, because like somebody who jumped into the entrepreneurial lifestyle, my first year was pretty cool. You know, like it wasn't. I was able to maintain well and save, so it was pretty cool.
But you, the crazy way you did it, it was different. Cause I remember when you did it. Cause you were working.
I got fired from Waterworks because I had COVID, and it was on December 31st, 2019, and I got fired.
I remember that shit like it was yesterday, and he was just like,
at 8 o'clock at night, my supervisor called me.
I'm about to go work for myself, and I was just like,
very next day, I woke up.
Bro. And
I was at Shorty's house. I woke up the next day, was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do this shit on my own. Right. Went to the studio that day, and I got 3 sessions that same day, and then from there on, I just boop boop boop.
Sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom in order to.
Shit, I ain't even hit rock bottom for real. I just lost my job.
That was rock bottom for you. But,
yeah. I mean, not really. I had already had the studio established at the time, so it was like you know, it was already there.
So it was more so of like, okay, well, I've been comfortable with this job for God knows how long. Yeah. And now I no longer have this, so I got to push with what I'm making for myself.
It was like the same thing with my van. For a long time, I kept telling myself, I need to get a new one, or I need to like get out of this, right? And then finally it died, so I just jumped into something new real quick.
And he does not look right in it, ladies and gentlemen.
I see his car.
I'm just gonna put it the way it is. He don't look right. I done seen this man in that van for years.
Yeah,
my daughter was 2.
I still don't even feel like it's my car, dude.
You don't look right in that Sentra. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be looking like I can't see my weird. I look at it and I see your mom.
I wouldn't even say mom. It's just the fact that now I gotta duck down to talk to you in the car.
CarMax, I'm gonna be pulling up the CarMax tomorrow, changing my shit.
Only because his mom's Corolla, so I'd be like
get a Caravan.
And you know what's funny about that is that like I got the Sentra because it drove just like my mom's car.
See, I told you I was on to something.
I don't care what y'all say. I love my new little car. Her name is Snow. Bitches.
She is. It is. I mean,
it's yours.
It just,
okay.
We're gonna move on to the next segment now. So this segment, I wanted to do something new, something different. I wanted to do some self-reflection. You know what I mean? And I want to go around the room. And the first thing that I want to do with this segment right here is just go around and talk about one thing last year that you felt like was your biggest accomplishment. I want to know. I want to go around in a positive way first, and let's reflect on what you feel like your biggest accomplishment is of last year. And we can start with you guys.
You talking about not prepared, not ready,
right?
I mean, or you even if you have a few that you feel like were some good accomplishments, like let's just talk about positive.
Well, a good accomplishment for me last year is I made it through last year.
Amen. Come on, hallelujah.
Facts.
Yeah,
that was a big accomplishment. Other than that, what did I do last year? I'm sorry, I can't quite remember last year. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Last year was literally like 2 weeks ago.
I can barely remember yesterday.
I feel like
what did I do last year? Did I do anything last year?
365 days down the
she don't remember not one.
52 weeks.
That's how you know she was a busy woman. She said, look, all of it is a blur.
Busy. It honestly, y'all, for real, my days do be a blur. Like, it be a blur. And I was just telling somebody that today, I said, I just be feeling overwhelmed sometimes. Some days I am really overwhelmed to the point where I just want to go to sleep. Let me just go lay down because my mind hurt. It's like my head really be hurting. I'm like, I just need to relax. But I honestly can't think. Only thing I can really say about last year is I made it.
And you know what? That's
and
enough.
I'm like,
I think that is enough. Yeah,
it is because a whole lot of people didn't make it.
Exactly.
That's a big fact.
A whole lot of people didn't make it.
A lot of people didn't make it.
Big facts.
Between the earthquakes, between COVID.
I mean, I hate to go here, but I'm gonna have to go with her, and I'm gonna tell you why. I really, with life and then like, you guys may not have experiences yet, right? But the older you get, the more you start to overthink, the more anxiety kicks in. So for me, last year was like very overwhelming. It was like, oh my God, like, just like the unknown. So yeah, just being able to realize like, hey, I'm in 2024, like, to where sometimes I don't know if I would have been here.
Yeah.
Because just for being, overwhelmed or dealing with anxiety, because it's something strong.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with my mom the other day, and I said, I'm almost 30 years old. Do you know how hard that hit me? When I said I'm almost 30 years old?
Yeah.
but it's like it just sounds so weird coming out of my own mouth. I'm almost 30 years old.
Cause you never think about it like that. Like you said, you're so young. Like, you're babies. It's just like
right. I always just feel young, bro.
It's one of those factors for old, when you hit that spectrum. It's just like, dang, you got to reflect on what you've done since you were 18, 19, 20, and I like doing it. Like the other night, last night, I had a young dude in here. I'm talking to him and whatever, and I'm thinking he's our age just because his voice is deep and just looking at him, he looks older. And he was just like, "Nah, man, I'm 23," and I'm just like, "Whoa, yeah, exactly." I was like, "Wait a minute, like you're 23?" And I sat back and I was like, "At 23, what was I doing? Oh, I was a gremlin. I was a goon. I didn't care.
Still are.
Yeah, but no, I have a lot more. I'm a lot more calm than I was in my early 20s. Shit."
Yeah, I think when you're at the age like that, it's just like you really don't think about a lot. Like you just living life, you just having fun and doing whatever it is you want to do. But once you hit 30, and then you like, okay, I'm 30. You know, next month I'm 35. You're like, God, like,
next month I'm 35.
That's really how it feels.
What's really going on? It goes by so fast.
I feel like I just flew through my 20s.
You have I'm telling you, like the older you get, the more you start respecting life. It'll make you respect it.
See, me personally, I feel like I lived my 20s and my teenage years. Not even like, not even like partying. No, like not even like clubbing. I feel like the adult life I experienced as a child. Okay. So like I started understand what it is to be a parent at the age of 8. So I grew up really, really fast. Not even like, oh, I'm out here wilding out, because this is the same woman that can sit here and tell you that I've never had a whole face. So
it's coming.
It's like
it's coming.
I don't need it. I don't need a whole face, because me personally, I grew up faster than a lot of other people did. Okay. I feel like I experienced life differently from a lot of people my age did. So it's like they looked at it and said, "Oh, you need to go out and you need to go do this and do this and do that." But I'm like, no, I just did this and now I kind of want this. Like, oh, I didn't raise kids and now I just kind of want to buy a house at the age of 22. And they're like, wait a minute, but you ain't even clubbing ain't for me. It's not really, you know what I'm saying? It's I personally,
I feel that shit though.
Yeah, it's like I personally feel like I grew up a little bit different. I remember one of my friends, and I will never forget it. I was in the 7th grade, and my guy was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be a teenage mom." And I said, "Whoa, why would you say that?" He was like, "Because you're already kind of like a grown woman at the age of 8." Yeah. And I feel like you're just about to be out here. You're about to have a kid real soon. His words are the only things that stopped me from not having a kid, because it was like, no, I refuse. I'm not about to prove you right. No. Yeah. But maturity wise, I grew up way faster than a lot of people.
Prove himself.
Like, it's people that'll talk to me today and be like, "You're 28."
Dickhead Ed over there.
Yeah, I know. I ain't paying that man no attention.
You said, cause I'm just like, if a dude said, "Oh yeah, you gonna be a teenage mom," no, I'm pretty sure you didn't have a kid at 18 or 19. I mean, that's still teenage range.
I had my kid at 20.
Okay, so but it kind of proved it. Like, I mean, what does it take to have a kid? You got to do something naughty. You know what I'm saying? You got to live that wild life.
You're right. And
you got to get some
what? He assumed that I was just going to be wilding and out there as a high school student, because I was so closed in, and I was a parent at the age of 8. So like,
you taking care of your siblings?
Yeah, throughout that's my baby. Okay. Her turning 20 right now today affects me, because I remember her coming out the coochie. Like, I remember her first steps, her first words, everything. That's my first child. So I became a mom at a very young age, to the point where a lot of the things that everybody's like, "Oh, go live life and go to," it's like, that's not it for me. To me, that's reckless. Yeah. Y'all looking at it and saying, "Oh, that's living life. That's what you're supposed to do when you're young." No, that's reckless to me.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, being the youngest of 4 brothers, I was always hanging out with my older brothers, like, all the time when I was a kid. I was doing the club thing when I was 14. I was working at Truman's, that teen club I told you all about and all that. I was doing that once a month, so I was already used to that style, and that shit was wild in there. So like I'm talking worse than like adult clubs. Like, that shit was wild in there. But then by like 17, 18, Julian was getting me in all the strip clubs, all the bars, all the 21 and up places. I was doing that shit all so young, so much.
You just incriminate him on camera.
Right? Why would you do that?
Yeah, whatever. He'll be all right.
We don't know who Julian is.
Like,
but yeah, so I was doing that all at like
I'm locked up.
younger ages and shit like that. Well, I wasn't drinking or nothing. I was just
because
like,
you do know that this is a year of exposure, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
So
Cat
It's the
Williams.
Aquarius, come on.
I mean, he did.
You know, I'm actually hip to something, guys.
He did.
High
yeah.
fives.
I'm actually
I
surprised.
actually sat and
'cause
watched the whole thing,
yeah,
dude.
Usually
Yeah, he
you're
don't
not.
know
You're not.
It's Cat
there.
Williams, though. Come
But-
on.
Nah, the
Everybody
reason
like
why
that.
he did that though is because he's been going through it for years.
Exactly.
And he just needed a platform that wouldn't try
All right, hold
to
on. We'll get to it.
ridicule.
We'll get to it.
Okay,
Let's
well.
finish the self-reflection part. But yeah, all that. And
But you never said what was a positive thing that you did in 2023.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to finish this part.
I was consistent.
All right.
I didn't. I mean,
I like the cocky attitude today. I fucks with
I was
it, Ed.
consistent. That's
I liked
all
it,
that
bro.
matters.
like I was consistent.
like it.
Like from, I mean, for real. He told me years ago. He was like, "Hey, bro, you need to start posting on this, that, and the third." I was already posting my content, like music and stuff like that. But he was like, "Once you get in the podcast realm, you got to start posting." And I was like, I'll post eventually. I'll post eventually.
I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Then months go by. Months go by, and I'm just like,
More than me.
holy shit, I'm a year or 2 years behind of
I know.
content. And so in 11 months, I caught up on not only this show, but my personal show. I'm finally
Mm-hmm.
caught up. Now, I'm ready to rock. Now I'm charging people. Now I'm just like,
Yeah, I ain't
it's-
gonna hold you, bro.
It's game time. Like,
Ed on it more than me. He be posting way more than I do, bro. I be seeing No Limit left and right, boy. He
I
be
be
on
sharing
it.
No Limit.
I really got to give you that, bro. You be on
I'm
your
not
shit,
playing
bro.
no game. 2024.
I see that.
I said the same thing. 2024, I'm leaving no stones.
Unturned.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm
Not one.
I'm telling y'all though, with the get the video AI editors, like it'll just make your whole life a lot easier.
right,
I'm telling you, man,
Opus
it's
and
so
get the
worth it.
premium package.
Yeah, it's like what we're paying. Well, you pay like $30, you get like 300 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
shit
I
is
seen
so
that, yeah.
worth it to me because, like I said, it has given me weeks of content, and I still have a whole hell of a lot of shit I could post.
Yeah.
And it's just making my life so much easier.
And then
bro.
scheduling it too, because some people
real.
think that you be sitting on like
Yeah.
social media like all the time.
Can't do it.
No,
No.
it just schedule like.
It's a lot. Yeah, I know it. I know I just take time throughout my day. I'll have like a little moment and be like, oh, post time. Let's get something up. So, it's just.
I
making my
think
life a lot
sometimes we
easier.
go tit for tat. Like, if I see him post, I'm like,
I do the
I was
same
like,
shit
all
though.
right,
Yeah.
cool. It's time to rock and roll. Let's rock.
Yep, I
It's
see a
like,
new post. I'd be like, God damn it! Nah, I gotta goddamn keep up with this motherfucker because he posting 2-3
go tit
times
for
a day
tat
like
with
he's
his ass.
supposed to be, and I'm over here only posting once. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Monty, what was a positive aspect for you in 2023?
Honestly, the come ups, just the constant not giving up, building, moving on to new challenges, new situations, making myself a little bit more uncomfortable step by step.
Yeah.
You know, because going from Powered by Virginia station to now running our own station, fucking just huge difference. We went and we fucking did it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just all last year was just fucking do it. And this year is going to be do it times 2. You know what I mean? So, so I'm just proud of myself for that and for breaking out of depression.
Amen. Come on.
For real.
Hallelujah.
Like saying fuck that shit. That was probably the best thing. You know
That
what I
was
mean? What
the
about you?
best thing, yeah.
And this might sound terrible, but I can't think of a lot of positive aspects of 2023. I had a lot of negative things happen to me in 2023, but the positive aspect that I take from that is I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
So
and
experience.
it's kind of crazy because like take for instance the way my 2023 ended, like the last few months, the holiday season. Wow, it really made me like, it broke me down to a point. I felt very alone. I was just kind of like in this aspect because I grew up with, you know, family's everything. And I was in the aspect where I felt like, okay, and I'm here alone. Why? I had my family around me when I was happy, and now that I'm struggling a little bit, my family's gone. And it kind of made me feel very, very, very alone towards the end of the year. But what I take out of it is I'm a fucking amazing person.
Yeah.
I love who I am. I really do. And although I've kind of gotten to the understanding that everybody isn't going to love every aspect of you.
Right.
And you have to understand that as long as you love every aspect of you, that's all that matters.
Facts.
Because now I can get to the point where I move a certain way, you might not like it, and I understand why you might not like it. But I'm still going to move how I move because I'm me.
Absolutely, that's correct.
And before it would be me just trying to beat in your head to understand why I move the way I do.
Right.
But now I'm to the point where it's like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't. I can either beat it in your head or I can just let it go and still move the way I do. I'd be more at peace if I just move the way I do and let it go.
That's it.
I'm coming to this point where it's just.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Sounds
it's
like
really,
you taking some pages out of my notes here.
Ew. No, I ain't even gonna lie to you. It was dead ass just
listen to me,
sitting
though.
at
That's all that matters.
home,
That's
and you know, like sometimes you just listening to God, really, and all I just kept hearing was
All these talks we have after the show.
that
I don't
too.
wanna hear
Yes, the
anymore.
talks too, but literally all I heard was let be you.
Nah, I feel that.
Let be you. That's not something that you said to me, but that's all I kept hearing is let be you. So it's like I'll let everything else be, and I'm just gonna stand on who I am because I am here for a reason.
That's right.
My purpose is very important to whoever it applies to,
Absolutely.
but I just have to understand that the little small little obstacles that I go through, that don't mean nothing for real. For real, it don't mean nothing. Don't let none of these little small obstacles stop you from being who you are. Stand on who you are at all times. Whether somebody tell you weak, you this, that, and the third, you are who you are for a reason.
That's it.
All right.
So
and-
if you a sucker for a reason.
Sucker.
Whole ass boy.
Don't let nobody like him tell you a sucker and believe it. AKA, like,
See a sucking site. All right, so now the last thing that we're gonna do for this one, then we're gonna move on to the topics and then beyond. Think of one thing that you feel like you grew out of, or something that from last year that you want to do differently this year. Think of one thing about yourself that you feel like you've become aware about, that you were like, I don't like this about myself. I want to change that. What is that thing, and how are you going to change it for this year?
ooh,
We're going deep with this. I mean, I'll start if y'all want.
it's making
I mean,
y'all
I
think.
got it.
No, let me jump in first.
Come on, come on.
I think for me, really, like far as the podcast being concerned of what people thought, like, you know, like just basically what I'm trying to say is like, Wait Again a Minute is not for everybody. Every episode is not for you, right?
Yep.
But trying to please everybody, it's not happening in
Ain't happening.
2024. It's not. Whatever we talk about, whatever we discuss, of course we're gonna be respectful about whatever we do, but it is what it is. And in order for us to grow and and do things, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not worried about what you fucking say anymore.
I ain't worried about
Because
nothing.
at the end of the day,
Come on.
I
I'm
ain't worried
not.
about nothing.
Say it again.
Yeah. I ain't worried about nothing.
And the
You
only
need French
way I
Montana.
can do that is by showing you and being consistent in it. So I'm at a point now in my life where I don't care what you personally think. So when you were speaking, you were telling half of what I've experienced too. So yeah, I can care less.
No, really.
Yeah, I can care less.
It's called
And a
self-love.
people pleasing
Fuck
really
your
loving you.
opinion.
People pleasing is over.
Don't need to be.
I'll do
Facts. Fuck everybody's opinions. That's how I be feeling. That's just like, I
Respectfully.
remember what I told you yesterday. I said,
Respectfully.
I said, who cares? I'm not gonna say what we were talking about, but who cares what anybody else has to say
Yeah.
to you about you, but you? Like, who cares? If I don't like something you're doing, who cares?
I will say though, sometimes constructive criticism can be used.
It can.
If something, if somebody's
from a
feeling
good
towards
place.
you,
Exactly.
This is my thought on that. Is if somebody's feeling towards you affects you that much, that means you're feeling that already.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, if you feel like you're fucking up in some type of aspect, and somebody's like, "Bro, you're fucking up," and
And it
now you're
really
like,
bothers you?
Now you just pissed me off because you said that." Just like I told you that one night, you were telling me things that you weren't pissing me off. You were telling me things I knew and already felt, and just you were validating that
you
for me, and it made me
confirming it, yeah.
upset because you were already validating, something I already felt. So of course I was like, I was upset. You know what I mean? But it was well needed as well. Like, that validation sometimes is needed to be like, all right, you were
charged
already
your ass.
thinking about this. Shut your
That
mouth.
was a therapy session.
But sometimes it's just like you do need that little,
Right.
Yeah, you need a nudge. Everybody
know what I
need
mean?
a nudge every now and then.
especially by somebody you care about. Because
Exactly.
people I don't know who are like, bro, you're whack. Bro, you're whack.
No,
bitch.
really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so
What for even saying that?
Right.
I mean, but yeah, for me, or Ed, you want to go ahead? It's your turn.
Procrastination.
big one.
Because I have that, I do it by myself. I make my own money. I own everything that I got. time was irrelevant for me. You know, business was irrelevant. I get here when I get here. I do it when I don't feel like doing it. And now that everything's on the up and up, on, you know, just on my side right now, like I got over 32 people trying to do interviews, trying to get in contact and do this, that, and the third. Now I can't procrastinate. Now I have to be about business at all times. So, you know, and I've had friends, I've had associates. I mean, one of my closest homies, D'Angelo, he's not here. D-Lo the Shogun, he's business thing. He was like, hey, bro, you need to, when you say something, you gotta plant it. You can't just tell a person, oh yeah, we good, and then the day of, oh damn, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Wait till the last minute. That's been my biggest problem since I was a child. I'll wait till the last minute. Homework, projects, anything. I'll wait till the last minute. And he be on my ass, and then I sat back and looked at it, and I was just like, damn, bro, do you really want this shit, or you don't want it? Yeah. I was like, if you do want it, then you need to take it a little bit more serious. Still have that you know, that attitude the way you have, but be a little bit more business-fied. Take this shit seriously.
Business-fied.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm running with 2024. I'm cutting out all procrastination. Now, but with that being said, it come with a price. Cause now, if I'm putting you in my schedule, you got to pay to play, baby.
Prices just went up.
So yeah, you got to pay to play.
He said, we cost 24.
Hell yeah, especially if you improving yourself. Shit, more I improve,
you gonna pay for this.
You pay.
Yeah,
if I had to work on me, hey, yes sir.
Yeah, I think so. For me, it's the way I handle situations. Working better under pressure. I mean, y'all know what I mean when I say that. Like, when things get a little rough, don't bug out. Just calm down. Hear people out. Don't jump the gun. Just being a better, working with people better. I've just had so many bad experiences in my life with like working in teams and with other people and going into business with people that just went shit so fast. And so I just have this like whole wall up that these guys have just been slowly helping me kind of break down a little bit, to just be like, bro, relax.
Check your shit, bro.
We got some help now. Relax.
It's on the t-shirt. Hey, chill.
Hey, chill. You feel me? So yeah, I think for me, it's continuing that journey of being a better, communicating better, not being a dickhead, telling them to shut the fuck up all the time.
Right.
Shit like that. But yeah, that's for me. What you got?
Mine is consistency on standing on me. Honestly, that's where it really stands. This year I'm not playing about me at all. I'm standing 10 toes down at all accounts. That means when I am, because I can honestly say there's times like I can relate to I just need to take a nap. Life is getting on my nerves. Life is life, and I just want to go to sleep. I can say that I gave into that too much in 2023. I would just go to sleep because I'm like, look, I can't. I'm stressed and I just don't want to do this. We done with that. If I feel like something is stressing me, then we need to figure out the problem and find a solution ASAP, because sleeping ain't the solution. Like I said, I just got to stay consistent on me, because ain't nobody gonna stand for me like I'm gonna stand for me,
Yeah, because if you stressing about something, that means too big for you anyway.
Exactly.
So that means
I need to release it, right?
Yeah.
Come on, that's all I'm saying.
Or a lot of times I was just stressing over shit I couldn't control.
Exactly, and that's what I had to do. I had to let go of a lot of things that were causing me so much stress. Huh?
You need a daughter.
I need a daughter?
That way you can watch the Disney movies and then get the lessons out of it, because Frozen says it all.
No, what are you talking about? I don't need a daughter. I am a big kid. I watch Disney movies on my own. My kids, I be trying to get my sons to watch them with me, and they don't.
I watched Coco not too long ago, and that movie taught me life lessons. Like, that was a good ass movie, bro. I enjoyed it.
But no, yeah, it's really just standing on me. This year, I'm not playing about me. I'm getting serious about my talents, about my accomplishments. Not, I can't play with me no more. I'm done.
That's right.
It's time
I like
to really
it, man. Let's all fucking just stand on business.
It's
you
the
feel
age
me?
of the Aquarius. Whoop whoop.
2024 year of war, baby.
Definitely Leo. You know what? But it's okay, because I love that you say Leos, because I love me a Leo. I do. I love everything about a Leo. I feel like I can be myself.
My middle name's Leo. Dead ass though.
My middle name is Leo. So shut up.
You want me to pull up my birth certificate?
I know what your middle name is.
I was just letting you know. I was just saying. I'm a Libra though.
You are.
Anyway, all right, moving on. We're gonna go to the final segment of the night.
Topic.
Yeah, the topics, baby. I mean, we have had great conversations. Honestly.
We have. This has been a great show so far, and
I've enjoyed talking to y'all. Just because it's always nice collabing with other podcasts because like y'all get it. It seems like we all as podcasters, we all go through it. And that's the one question we're gonna start these topics is podcast getting oversaturated now though? Like, do you feel like it is, or do you feel like it's like, I mean, I do see what people, not everybody should have a podcast. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, why not? Not everybody should be a rapper, but they rap.
It's not getting oversaturated. And just for the simple fact, because everybody has visions. Everybody has ideas that somebody might be too scared to speak on. That one person is doing it, you know? And like you, everybody said, consistency. A lot of podcasts don't make it out their first year because they have nothing to talk about. They really didn't think about, okay, I'm about to be on camera. I'm going to be talking to an audience. I got to do editing. I got to get cameras, mics, all this. They don't think about the bigger picture. They think, oh, I just want to be on camera and talk. Like,
yeah, and
it only lasts.
That's the thing. I do think that it's becoming oversaturated. Do I have an issue with it? No, I don't. But to what you were saying, a lot of people say they have a podcast, but it's not really a podcast. Like, so it's just like people just go live or whatever they call it. But you know, like you said, once they really get into it. And I can just speak from experience, like for us, when, man, oh my God, the first couple shows, when I tell you, it was just like, ratchet, like we were talking, they had bonnets on their heads, because we had phone stuff propped up. But as time went on and we started taking it more serious and things start to rolling, and you start to see what you actually have in your hands, you start holding it a little different. And when you hold it different, you start moving different. And when you move different, the fruit is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a learning curve. But I think it is oversaturated. But they always say, too, if you have a business, you should have a podcast. Which I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with
that. Because everybody doing their own thing. I'm a firm believer in, I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't try to veer in nobody else's lane. So no, I don't have an issue with it, but it is oversaturated.
Yeah, I don't really
even more.
I don't really have an issue with it either. I mean, because like I said, I look at it the same way I look at rappers and singers and music and just everything. Honestly, everything in this world is oversaturated. Why? Because the world's oversaturated with people. Yeah. Like there's billions of people on the earth.
That's what I was about to say. We're not about to sit here and say humans are oversaturated.
Yeah, like
so,
it's like. I mean, because my thing with the podcast space is just like you were just saying. Like, if you have your own business, it's good to talk about it. Like, and podcasts are a place where a lot of people are now turning to, opposed to radio shows or just any other programs like talk shows and shit like that. Because, in my opinion, podcasts are really where you get into the nitty gritty, the groove, like the deep. You know what I mean? Like, you really get into somebody's brain. Because, I mean, for me, it's like I feel more comfortable talking about my shit on a podcast or like in a more, because this is a more intimate, private setting. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but it's just, I want to talk about some serious shit. I want to talk about some deep shit. Like, whenever I go onto a podcast, I'm open, wide open. Ask me anything, I'll give you an answer. Right. Don't care. Because that's just how I feel. But that's how a lot of people are really connecting with people now. Like, I like to listen to like Joe Rogan podcast or watching, like sitting and watching that 3-hour long Cat Williams podcast. I've never watched a Shay Shay episode before a day in my life. But
I watch him weekly.
But after I watched how he conducts his interviews and how they could go, now I'm interested in watching more. Like now I want to go back and watch some other episodes.
Yeah. But do you realize why he had to do, why he did a podcast?
Who, Cat Williams?
No, Shay Shay.
Oh, Shay Shay.
Because they pushed him. Yeah. They pushed him out. He was too much to handle on national television. But he had so many people that loved just him. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to take my personality. I'm going to take people that love me.
And now look at that.
Oh, and it's booming.
Number one podcast last week.
I can't help but to compare that to human nature in general. Just like the Darwin theory, only the strongest survive. Eventually somebody will die off. A lot of these podcasts that are getting started that aren't prepared and don't really know what they're doing, they really just going to go on camera, they don't survive for real. They end up dying off eventually.
Just like when you were saying about Shannon, like even though that happened to him, and that's that's how I look at podcasting. When you have a podcast, you can control your own narrative. So you can kind of do what you want. You know, ain't no really. I mean, it's some rules, yes, but for the most part, you can control your whole narrative.
Yeah.
So the position he was in, he was too big for that. It was too big. So now he, like you said, he's built his own platform, and it's going to continue to even grow. Even more.
And you know the crazy thing is,
and
like,
he's still being him.
There ain't no shade to what I'm about to say, but I had already started podcasts before I was on this one, and you know I literally watched the team crumble. We had something great going on. We had people we had an editor. We had someone to run cameras. We had the
crypto joint.
Yeah, we had people, and I watched it crumble because people gave up. Or, oh, I got this to do. I'm just like, what was the initial goal? I'm talking about like 600 subscribers in 1 month. Like, we were doing the damn thing, and watched it slowly crumble. And even when, you know, I joined the Opinionated I was a guest on the Opinionated place, and then he was doing interviews for A Chill and stuff like that. And we were at A Chill, and I was like, hey man, maybe we should add this, and that. And I respect everything that he said when he said it. But we sat there, and he was just like, nah, man, I got limits to what I'm trying to do on the show. And I was like, I said, you got limits, huh? He birthed, and I'll give you the props on this, he birthed No Limit, because he told me, oh, I got limits to what I want to do on the show. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna make a show.
You are 100% right.
No limit.
That is 100% right too.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that I do sound engineering mostly. That's like what I'm doing 90% of my life. I wanted to do something that didn't involve strictly just music. Like, I wanted something else. Right, you know, like, I have no problem with music, and I also do interviews as well. So, like, if an artist wants to come in and they want to talk all about their music, their life, and their art, great, we can do that. That's separate, though. That's different. That you pay for, because I don't enjoy doing that. Right, I don't mind it, but I also do enjoy talking and learning about artists and really getting to know them, because the way I conduct my interviews, it's a timeline scenario. I'm learning about you first, in your life first, before your music, type of thing. But anyway, I would rather have something different that's away from music. Like, and so that's what this was for me. And so that's why he's 100% right when I told him, I don't want to just focus on artists. I don't want to just focus on the music. I want to focus on other things as well, life. Like, if you're an artist and you make music, great, come on the show. But just know we're not talking about you the whole time. Like, we'll have our whole segment where we'll talk about you, get to know you, all of that. But I also want to just talk about topics. Like, let's just talk about shit. You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted. And so he's 100% right, because it was shortly after I was just like, and now I see what you mean when I said I shut down your ideas back then, what you're talking about now. Because I did. That's in 2023. But look at No Limit was birthed. It was birthed. And that's all I'm saying. Like, you never know what circumstances might create another one. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. They said, hey, your contract's coming up. You bring a lot of controversy towards the show. We don't really like that. This is more of a skip thing. You were just like a secondary. We realized. But when he was on, Shannon brung the show up. Like, Shannon really did the shit. So Shannon was like, okay, cool. I ain't got to sign another contract. I ain't going to take no less time. I'm going to do me. And I'm going to make it millions per episode. I saw that. He got a liquor deal. He's got sponsorships. He's got everything he ever needed. And now he's not stuck on just football. Yeah. He's not just stuck on football. Now he in the loop. Yeah. He created with that Cat Williams, and I'm glad this shit happened. With that Cat Williams episode, it opened everybody's eyes, and be like, you know what? Fuck holding shit back. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about how you feel. We talking about the truth. This is the truth, and we've all seen the truth. Yeah, we've seen the clips where he's pleaded. That's Cat Williams' truth, though. Now,
no, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying in the past we've seen him talk about the same situation.
You're right, though.
But he wasn't on a big enough platform where people were just like, every time something happened, he was just like, oh, he's on drugs. Oh, he incarcerated. Right, oh, he just going through. He just hater. He just did. But when you start looking up facts. And then have you noticed that people are pulling up?
Yeah, the internet is pulling up the
comedian jokes from the past before I was even born.
He ain't even got to pull up.
And we're looking at these shits, and I'm like, even Def Jam, the comedy special, whatever they did in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And you see Cat Williams do the joke almost a year and a half ago, and then you see Cedric the Entertainer do the same thing just with a little twist, and I was just like, hold on, wait a minute. So you were right.
Yeah.
So you were, you know what I'm saying? So the shit he's saying, yes, it's his own truth. It's his own version of his truth, but he got facts.
Yeah, it was funny. I had a friend say,
he said, I have a whole lot of receipts for this.
I had a friend say, look, I believe everything he said except for that he ran 4 seconds.
And he did it.
But he did it. He did it at the age of
4.42.
He really did, though.
Yeah, 4.42.
And this was recent, his recent age.
I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
I saw it Saturday night.
I ain't gonna lie, if he was a crackhead on the street, I'd be terrified because that motherfucker was like,
Come
Yo,
on.
I mean, I ain't even
hell
gonna lie
no.
to y'all though. It was just like how he was speaking. He just seemed like such a good talker. Like as far as like he can talk, like he can. No, I just feel like he's full of everything. Like he's full of shit. Like is what I'm saying. Is how I felt.
But that's how.
But
they
now that y'all are
people
telling me
see.
that there's just receipt after receipt, now it's just like
he goes on like when he said
Okay, all right,
like
Cat.
one of the statements he said he didn't like Michael Blackson, and he was talking about different comedians he didn't like. So him and Michael Blackson was on Wild 'N Out, and there was a segment where they're in a little judge like a judge in the courtroom or whatever like that, and he was just like. And he was like, I don't like you, motherfucker. And he was like, well, I don't like you either. And that's without cameras. Like,
right.
but people didn't peep what he said. Like, nah, this is real. I don't fuck with you.
He said what he said.
And I feel like 2024, people need to have that, not the same energy, not the exact same energy,
No, they need to have
but
the
they
same
need to
energy.
have that. If you don't fuck with a person, don't smile in their face and talk shit behind
Live
their
in
back.
your truth.
Right.
Come on, because that is a lot. That is something that was very big for me in 2023. I feel like a lot of people turned against me simply because of the fact that I stand on who I am at all times. I'm not about to sit here and lie to you on who I am. And if you about to come to me and gossip about something, if you don't want me to go tell that person, don't tell me. Because why you telling me? Go tell it to this person.
Well, it's perfect that you brought that up because that's leading me into this question. So we've all been through the era of sensitivity where everybody's offended by everything. But I do feel as if in the last sector of the year, there's kind of been a few big rigs who kind of, to me personally, created a little minor shift here. So people like Elon Musk telling people you're not going to blackball me with money. Like, go fuck yourself. You got to think about how big Elon Musk is. So for somebody like that to give the middle finger to the agenda and to, the big rigs.
He can do that because he
got fuck you
I
money.
know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying just imagine the inspiration that gave off to people.
Yeah.
Like, damn. And to me, it's like I just feel like with the Cat Williams interview, it's just I feel like there's a whole dynamic shift of. I think people are starting to realize that like we don't give a fuck about your feelings.
I mean, but a lot of
And
people have done it. Like Dave Chappelle's been doing it for years. I
Right.
don't care what you
It's just
say.
that I
So-
feel like personally this year, it's like a lot of people are just a little bit more comfortable about telling the truth.
Right. So I mean, the question is do you guys feel like the dynamic is going to start changing in 2024 as far as
It's
like the
definitely gonna change.
sensitivity
It's
goes?
already
Changing.
gonna change
Yeah, it's
because
already
the what do I want to say, the generation that's behind me, you can't put they not going for that.
Millennials, that's
So
us.
it's already
us.
so
How you doing?
it's the older generation shifting to let you know, like, look, they with the shits. Like, they are about, whether it's in church, whether it's, at a board meeting, they are more focused on not what you say, what you do.
Yeah.
And they have no problem calling you out.
Right.
So we're just getting into that time. It's just showing us like this is where it's about to go. So you need to be prepared. So so when you were saying about, the era of sensitivity or whatever, all of that, like you're gonna have to, because if not, you're gonna get rolled over.
So sorry, Mr. TD Jakes. Your ass is getting exposed today.
Fire.
You're coming again.
I'm just like over the whole like everybody's getting canceled because they said this, that, and the other thing. Like
Cancel culture is
the
over
cancer
with.
culture. I mean, to me, if you ask me,
I
cancel
feel like
culture
cancel
is
culture was in
nothing.
our generation. I feel like that was the generation below us.
If you ask me,
like it's
cancel
Gen Z.
culture was nothing but free promotion for a product because
No, really.
controversy sells. So if you have a whole group of people who are like, cancel this person, that means there's a whole nother group of people who are, and a
gotta
whole
keep
lot
them
of new
alive.
people who are like, Oh, I want to know. So the reason why I even watched the Cat Williams interview in the first place is because I kept hearing about it everywhere. Yeah. Everybody kept talking about it. Everybody was like, "Did you hear the shit he said? Did you hear this?
People
Did you hear this?"
People don't even watch podcasts with tuning in.
Right?
I mean, they can tell y'all I don't give two fucks about what celebrities are doing, what they have to say, what they got going on in their lives. I don't
he watched
care.
the whole interview. I was actually shocked because he doesn't watch anything that
I don't follow people's lives. I don't care. I have my own life to worry about. So why do I care about what fucking Jaden Smith is doing and fucking Will Smith and fucking Leonardo DiCaprio? I don't care what they're doing.
Though.
You do because you
Every
did
storyline.
So and so wrestle. I don't want to see so and so wrestle.
Why do we have to go there?
I want them to wrestle in WrestleMania. I was looking.
You
at
like anime, right? I'm sure that you can tell me all the One Piece episodes.
That's different.
No, it's not.
No, because those are fictional characters. We're talking about real
wrestlers
are fictional characters.
No,
bro.
but they're real. They're real. Anime
fictional characters.
Real anime is just it's based on who writes it up.
I'm just gonna.
I feel what you're saying.
Wrestling
is written.
It is.
But wrestling, you were just like, I was seeing the post, and I was just like, man, if you don't get your goofy ass out of here, because
you know what, you go in the fucking ring.
I don't want to see the Roman brothers wrestle in this shit. I want to see them go to this. I was just like, bro, really? Is this what we doing right now? And then you had
Do people not fucking geek out over Spider-Man and Marvel movies? Like,
I geek out over
fucking Harry Potter, fucking Star Wars, fucking Star Trek.
Wait a minute.
Like, I could go all day. Come on, son. It's all the same shit, baby boy.
You don't want to do this.
It's all the same shit.
I'm a big anime lover now. You play with my movies.
But it's the same dynamic.
That was my point that I was trying to make, that it's the same dynamic. While you're downing us for following these celebrity lives,
hell, you down her because she wanted to farm.
WWE.
No, I did not down her. I had to correct on her what she actually wanted. And we talked about this.
We got to talk about that.
She don't want a farm. She wants a ranch.
Yeah, he did explain. I do want a ranch, not a farm. Not necessarily a farm. I would rather have a ranch. Because it was a post that was going around that said, I act like I'm okay, but deep down I want to be a farmer. Yeah. And he came at me and was like, you couldn't last an hour in a gym. What you mean you want to be a farmer? And I was like, whoa, what makes you think I can't be a farmer just because I can't take the direct weights? I
said, you know how much manual labor that takes to be a farmer?
But it's different to be a farmer versus that's immediate, a lot of weights being pressed on you versus you're getting accustomed to over time, regular maintenance of a farm. However,
guarantee you fight a farmer right now, they beat your ass because they strong.
I would rather have a few animals, not too many crops, but a nice amount of crops for myself and my family. And I want to have open space in animals. I want a goat. I want some horses.
I don't go into sleep. Hey, the way the rich wants you want a goat.
I do. I want a goat.
Have you ever raised a goat before?
Have I ever raised a goat?
Yeah.
Nah, but I want to do it.
I'm gonna tell you like this. It ain't one of those things you don't do. My great uncle, he used to do it for Jamaicans and stuff like that.
But the only reason why I say that,
I'm not doing it.
The only reason why I say that is because I know a lot of people probably say this, but I really do love animals way more than I like people.
That's because she ain't ever raised these animals before, bro.
I can cooperate with animals way easier than I can cooperate with people. I lied to you not. It could be a random animal. I was even creeped out by this. It was a random dog.
We're getting so deep into this right now.
A big ass, what is that? Is it a Great Dane? Those things that are they
I don't know. This got too deep for me. It's too heavy. I don't know where we're at.
You got Great Danes. You got Cane Corsos.
And the damn
Saint
dog
Bernards.
I knew this dog from a can of paint, and the dog just ran up to me and laid its head on my.
But those are domesticated animals.
What is this?
They're domesticated.
And then the owner was like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" And I said, "I'm not pregnant." Because immediately I was thinking, well, they say babies do that.
They imprint.
I said, I'm not pregnant, dog. I have no idea where that's happened. But hey, baby. And
I'm saying, could you go in the woods and pet a raccoon with that same energy?
I could.
Those are domesticated, baby. We talking about a goat. A goat don't give a fuck about that petting shit.
Okay,
they ready to ram.
I'm the odd individual that will go up to random ass animals. Take for instance, there's lizards that stay outside of my apartment complex that run every time I see them, and around the same time that dog laid his head on my lap, the lizard just stood there and let me pick it up, and it was weird as fuck. But I love, when I say I genuinely feel like I have a connection to animals.
That's what she think.
Shit, that's what I'm saying. She fucking Dr. Doolittle.
I can't hear these animals. They don't talk to me.
This whole time that lizard was like, as soon as she picked me up, I'm
crocodile
fuck out of her
shit.
Listen. Right, you're right though. They're not really talking to me, but I do feel a certain type of vibe around animals. It's for some odd reason.
So they are communicating with you.
They are to an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent, they are not like on talking.
No more.
You don't hear the voice.
No more body.
You can ask her. Animals have always had this kind of like attraction to me.
What you think? You Cinderella or something?
No, what?
You Snow White?
No, but
You
you gotta
whistling?
understand vibrations and energies. If you understand
Again.
life in general, you'll understand
we
that.
can take a camping trip.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on because this
You're
guy,
right, 'cause it's
y'all
about to
have,
go into a tangent.
yeah,
You're right. It's
about
go into a tangent.
about to, shorty. 20 minutes later.
I mean,
It
we
was
got
not
the
20
damn
minutes,
dog
but
whisperer
okay.
right here. I want to know. They
not a
just had a
dog.
ghost whisperer. Shit, I'm about to fact check you.
didn't say it goes.
Fact check you. All right, so moving on to the next question because we're also getting towards the end of the show.
Yeah, we
are. I've seen a couple videos this week of younger girls just. All right, so the first video I saw was little girls singing Sexy Red songs, like really
Drake
inappropriate
is-
lyrics and stuff like that. I'm talking like
Let
6,
that
7 year
coochie
olds.
breathe. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Shake
And then
that ass for
the
Drake.
video I just saw prior to the show, like right before this started, was little girls learning how to pole dance.
I ain't like the fact that he ain't like that one, but
Because to me, why is this fucking 6-year-old, 7-year-old girl on
let
a
me
pole
tell
learning
you,
how to
ain't
pole
no
because if you
daddy.
actually,
I mean,
Ain't no daddy. I wish
Because
my
if you
daughter
actually-
would.
if you
Hold
actually
on,
pay
hold on, hold
attention to the video itself, you would see that there was nothing sexual going on. There were
that's
no
not
dances. There were no
right.
dancing
It's just
going
to me,
on with
a
those
little girl
poles.
shouldn't be on a pole. We know they thought
it's
about
only
it.
because you're over sexualizing the sport. Gymnastics isn't overly sexualized.
It's a
sexualized.
Pole
Yes,
dancing
pole
is a
dancing is a
sport?
sport.
I don't know any sport that I throw ones and tens at.
People say cheerleading isn't a sport either, but it definitely is, and honestly, one of the most dangerous high school sports.
I don't
Right,
throw
hold on,
ones
hold
and
on,
tens
hold
at
on.
them either.
Hold on.
The fuck is you saying?
Ladies,
can't stand
how
it,
do
man.
y'all feel about those type of things?
Stripper's
Like,
a
how would
stripper.
you feel of seeing your little girl dancing to
Don't
singing
say
along,
dancing because they
singing
weren't
along,
dancing.
singing along and dancing to Sexy Red's music?
Okay,
and-
Sexy Red.
Oh, to Sexy Red. Oh yeah, I thought that was yeah.
Like, are you opening up
saw
a
the
can of
video.
whoop ass on your kid? Or
Yeah, I saw the video that she's talking about. That you're talking about, but I didn't like it. I sat there and I was staring at the video for a minute. I was like, somebody's really recording this? Is it another kid or is it an adult?
If it's a,
And see, and I was like trying to figure that out. I was like, because if it's another kid, then okay, I get it. It's a kid recording a kid. They in there having fun. They don't know. They doing a TikTok. Okay, did that slide, but that really shouldn't be in your TikTok catalog of music. But if it's an adult recording that, and the little girl was up there just popping and all that, I was like, this is kind of like
Exploitation.
That's what I'm
sex
saying, like-
porn almost, right? Like it's kind of like
there's
close to child pornography or something. I don't know, because the little girl was like,
Especially the lyrics. I feel like the lyrics
Right.
make it 10 times
there's
worse.
no daddy involved. That just ain't no.
opposed to that being the
"Pop ass
issue,
for me," and she was like,
Yes, she-
So the-
She was popping it better than I can.
the major argument that I've been hearing is, well, these kids, they don't understand what they're saying. They're just saying words. Because, like, I get it. When I was a kid, there was a lot of songs like,
Right, I get that too.
I can't even.
Freak League by Pop.
Freak League, perfect. There
Petey
you go.
Pablo. I ain't know what the fuck he was
what's
saying,
what's
but
the
I
other
figured
one?
it out.
What's the other one that they
And
was
I
straight
like
talking
that
about
when
fucking
I was
whatever?
I figured it
younger,
out.
too. But what we have to realize now is that the music now for the kids now is much different than the music from when most of us, you're almost 30, so when you're 30 and up, a lot of the music when you was probably 8 or 9 is different than the 8 or 9 year olds now.
Oh,
Was though.
hold on, no.
Because they
I'm not
weren't
gonna
so
let you
direct.
slide with
I
that
want to
one.
hear what he got to say.
I'm not gonna let you slide with that one because
Wait a minute, I'm not
there's
finished
a
though.
meeting in my bedroom.
But that
You know what
wasn't
time
for
it was.
you. But that
That
wasn't
wasn't
for
for
you
you.
though. That was R&B, but that wasn't for you because
drill.
you about what 30 something.
Who's 30? Oh shit!
Yes.
You done fucked up now.
How old are you? 30 or something? Like 30, like
Oh, he took
Baby.
his glasses off. He's
Baby,
pissed.
I am 28. I don't turn
it's
29
28,
until
almost
this
30.
year. So
But what I'm saying, that's
Bro
R&B.
said I ain't pushing 30.
But you
Never.
you might have knew that because they said the bedroom. But like with her, with these kids, now
It's
they know
different.
for
It's
a fact
raunchy.
what you're saying. Yeah, they know for
Yeah.
a fact what you're saying versus you trying to figure it out when they say there's a meeting in the bedroom. You didn't know what the meeting
They could
was.
have disguised that
You
we
didn't
was
know
meeting in
what
the
the meeting
bedroom
was.
with Bible study.
BET After Dark tip drill.
We weren't
Me-
supposed to watch that.
No, you weren't supposed to be about
If
that.
we were
That's
watching this,
BET
we were
After
sneaking
Dark.
it.
That's adult television,
Right,
bro.
so
But they
you
don't
wasn't
say it's
supposed to
not
be
for
not-
kids. That's
If it says TVMA,
man, they had Tip Drill. Like I said, you had PD Pablo. Who else you had? Did it
it say TVMA? Because if it says TVMA,
actually say
body had all the girls in the skating ring. They don't even know what the fuck she's saying.
that, but she's not telling you to come do nothing. She's saying, "Pop that ass for you. Pop that ass over here." They popping over here, then they popping it like this for each other. That's clear. That's very clear.
Yeah,
Pop
that is
this
like
pussy,
that's giving direct
booty hole
instructions.
brown, pussy
They
pink.
were a lot more.
They being real
Kim,
direct.
Little Kim's, the Foxy Browns.
But Little Kim
again-
and Foxy Brown, they
but
still
again,
weren't
that's
as,
just-
They wasn't
So-
actually saying we gonna do.
That's
something.
what
it was more
I'm
imagination. back
They
then.
had a lot
You had to
more
put it
metaphors.
together.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
you had
like
to
Lil
put it
Wayne.
together and figure it out.
Lil
They
Wayne
don't
is like the
know.
king of metaphors to me. Like
Yeah.
metaphors, he can just he can talk about anything through metaphors, and you're like, I know what you're talking about.
And see, that's
If
don't
you
know,
know,
what
you
Lil Wayne
know.
be talking about.
You know what I mean? But it's like, because back then, bro, a lot of that music, especially like the R&B and the shit that was talking about a lot of sex and stuff, bro, is a lot of metaphors that a lot of kids aren't gonna understand.
It goes right over
But
our head.
these kids nowadays, bro, they're being so direct. Again, booty hole
Yeah.
brown, pussy pink.
It's because
eat
the
my
artists-
ass. They're being so direct. They're not putting no.
I don't mean to
they're
make
not
this
being
seem.
clever about it.
I don't
you said
wanna
it
say
earlier.
This, I don't want to be mean or anything, but I feel like a lot of artists are no longer intelligent. You don't have to have intelligence at all.
That's true.
You don't have to have wordplay. You don't
That's
have to
true.
have any real lyricism.
Not even
you
that.
can say
Ain't
point
beat, yeah,
blank
get a
period
beat, yeah.
exactly, and say some reckless shit on a good beat.
You
and
said
be
it. You
a
said it in the
millionaire.
beginning of the show. Society controls the
Oh yeah,
narrative.
society is fucked us up.
but and he was like, oh, well, it's got to be beyond that. A parent household holds a lot.
It does.
Right.
I guarantee you, my daughter, she's 7 years old. She don't know who Sexy Red is, Nicki Minaj. She don't know any of these characters.
Right.
Any of them. Like I said,
Oh, my
Disney.
sons know it's Sonic.
Disney movies. All she know is, oh, this is so and so from Wish. Oh, this is so and so.
But
She
you gotta,
don't know anything about
hold
that.
on though. But I've like because I don't have any kids, right? But my dog watches cartoons. And on those cartoons, they say stuff like, you know, like they
see
say
this?
stuff like,
Do you see this right here? Do you
like he
see?
watches cartoons.
Do you see
But
this
they be
face right
saying
here?
everything but a curse word up there.
You think the dog be like, "Ooh, bitch"? What you going with?
No, what I'm saying is just because they're watching cartoon doesn't mean that it's not rated R.
No, definitely. I
Oh,
feel
for a
it.
fact. 'Cause
Like
I mean,
Family
right.
Guy, Rick
Or
and Morty.
Madagascar. When Madagascar came out, I was around
trying to
like
have it in my dog.
11, 12 years
He's a
old.
human.
Madagascar, they was like sugar honey iced tea.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what
yeah.
that meant, but when I got to an old, I was like, hold on, sugar honey.
I will
iced
never
tea.
forget the day.
That's shit.
My
Like,
great grandmother.
Oh shit.
My great grandmother slapped me in my mouth so hard because I said sugar honey iced tea. I said, Bima, what did I say? You don't say that.
So hold
but
up.
what did I
so
say?
When that
She didn't
song
even want to
goes,
explain it.
Sugar honey iced tea, pretty is what I
Yeah.
say. They're saying
Shit,
Yeah,
shit
they're saying
Yeah.
shit.
is pretty.
Basically.
Is that
Some
what
shit
they're
is
saying?
pretty.
Oh,
I guess
ain't
that shit
seen
is
none.
pretty.
That's what I'm like.
But it's like it's certain like we was watching a movie the other day on Disney Plus, and it was like I think it was like Raya or whatever like that, and they were talking about, oh, I'm not
Rio?
talking about that size, but they were talking about size.
Well, the
wow.
thing about it, all right, so the thing about it though is like you have to think about it like this. Like in Disney movies, a lot of when it comes to kids movies, parents are taking their kids to see these movies.
Right.
So they do intentionally throw these little
Those
things
for the
like
parents.
have you ever seen Boss Baby before?
Nigga,
Yes.
I
Bro,
live
I'm
on
not
that.
gonna hold you, bro. I fucking love that movie, bro. Boss Baby has so many like adult jokes in it.
They be
It's
like, you suck it. No, you suck it.
That's
And
what
I'm
I'm
just
like, bro. Like,
wait.
yeah, that's what I'm like, bro. Like, I love when these kid movies put adult jokes in it that the kids aren't gonna understand. Like,
That's
the kids
like,
are gonna look at it and be like, but the adults are like, that was clever.
It was a post.
It's like we have to sit there through these kid movies. Why not? Come on, make
Yeah.
us laugh too. That the kids won't understand.
They were talking about
That's
the
what I
differences.
look for in those kids movies now. Like if I'm watching a Disney movie, bro, I'm searching hard as fuck for these like adult. You know what I'm saying? Like these adult. Fucking,
You're searching for it?
Yeah, pause. Let's
Right?
reiterate. I mean, not reiterate.
I'm
Let's just
searching for these funny adult like
But
content
no, the
in
way
these
you
kid
just
movies.
said it was just
Yeah.
like, I go to kid movies. I'm just like, all right, Disney, what you got for
I'm
me?
ready for the adult jokes.
You got me that, oh shit. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
extremists, bro. Extremists, bro.
Some kid movies, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Incredibles. I be looking at Miss Incredible like
Miss
God
Incredible
damn, they made her
can
thick as
shit.
fuck. Like, why she got an ass and thick
Hold on,
thighs?
'cause
Like,
that was all of the cartoons in our generation. All of them. All of the moms
Lilo's
were
sister.
thick.
Lilo's sister.
Dexter's
was-
mom.
Dexter's
Like,
mom.
like,
Yeah, she ain't lying.
everybody
man.
was thick.
They was all
I
thick.
be in that cartoon waxing
Have you
that
ever
ass
seen
up.
the Irreplaceables?
You know
Like,
what I'm saying?
Every mom was thick at some point. And honestly, I'm starting to think like it started with our generation. For
Even
real, for
Johnny, one of the worst.
Johnny
cartoons,
Bravo's was
Johnny
a fucking
Bravo
adult
was
cartoon.
a
Don't
predator.
care.
Johnny
if you
Bravo
ever
was
watched,
a child.
but Johnny Bravo was a predator.
But
he was a woman
child.
predator. And
Johnny Bravo definitely was a grown ass man.
No, he wasn't. He was a child.
There ain't no
he
way.
was a teenager.
No, he was a teenager. He was a child. He
But
was still in.
the fact is, he would would overassert himself on women.
Yeah.
Huh, honey. Huh, baby. I guarantee you go in the girl right now and be like, hey, baby. She'll be like,
get the hell out of my face.
Yeah.
I mean,
like-
but that's what they were doing on the show too. So it's nothing's different. Motherfuckers be going to bars and shit all the time, hitting on 10 girls a night, getting rejected by all 10 of them, still trying. Like
That's the goal.
You know what? Hit on me. I might give you a little entertainment.
All right. Well, that's leading me into the next question. Is we were talking about, Ed, you've had a lot to say about the household, the parents in the household, single parent household. Who do you feel are more responsible for single parent households, men or women?
Oh, I'm in a room with 4 women.
Yeah, we're
don't
gonna start with
matter.
you, and
Say
we'll just
how
go
you
around the
feel.
circle. Yeah, we'll go around the circle here.
It don't matter about the women. Say how you feel.
I would say it like this. Would my kids respect their mom if I wasn't present? I don't think so. She would have to go to the utmost extreme to get that respect, because she can yell, do this, da 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 da. Or they crying, they kicking, they talking back or whatever like that. But I like, hey, and they'll shut up. Yes, ma'am. They'll do all that. So you got to kind of have that dynamic. Otherwise, you'll go too hard. Yeah. Now, if she wasn't in the picture and I was doing it by myself, I feel like I would go too hard all the time. Hence my father. My father didn't have, of course, eventually he had my stepmom. But in the beginning, my dad, his versions of correction, put your ass through the wall. He didn't do no belt. I'm fighting you like a nigga on the street. I guarantee you next time, I won't have the same problem. Until a woman came in and was like, yo, you can't do that to this little dude. Like, you can't do this to kids. You know what I'm saying? That's why my sisters are raised totally different than how I am. You know what I'm saying? I raised my kids a lot different. But yeah, without that, both dynamics, I don't think either or genders could really fulfill that their roles properly. They need both of them.
I definitely agree with you. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
110.
110%. How you feeling?
I don't know if I could say that is a certain person, like if it was male or female. But I'm gonna definitely piggyback off of what he said. I definitely agree with that. But I think that only thing I want to interject when he was saying about far as the mother, if you wasn't there, maybe it's how she started it. Mm-hmm. So if she started it a certain way, then of course they're gonna have a level of respect for her, and of course they're gonna all have, oh, she got on my nerves, whatever. That's just because we did it.
Yeah.
But now it's just a little intensified. But so when you coming in, it's like you're more the authoritative parent. So it's like, oh, you know what? You ain't got to do it. I'm gonna tell you dad. I'm gonna call you dad. Mm-hmm. So they're looking at you in a way of like, sometimes it's like, oh well, I don't want him, I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I don't want to hear his mouth, or I don't want to get a beating, or I don't want whatever. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you gotta soften that up too, though, because you don't want them to look at you like, oh yeah, that's the only time he's gonna say something to us is if we're doing something wrong.
I spanked my daughter one time, and as she was crying, I was crying too. I can't do it. I can't. I'm
God.
too emotional for it. As soon as them tears started dropping, I started dropping tears.
Bro, I can't hold you, bro. I can't be around, especially
baby.
females. I can't be around crying females because that shit makes me feel so bad, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
I'm not gonna hold you.
Now my
Kids,
son-
adults, just around
But females,
crying
I can be
females.
wrong.
My son, I'd be like, yo, you testing the waters a little bit. Like, it for males, it's a little different because my father seen it the same thing. Like, you get a little testy, okay? You got a little, because once you hit that little puberty age, and you just like, motherfucker, I can buck back too. What's up? You getting old? I'm about to take your spot. And me and my dad, we got in battles because I'm just like, nah, I'm alpha. Nah, nigga, you ain't there yet. And though he could have handled it a different way, it was still one of them factors like, nah, this my house, this my kingdom, you live under my roof, this is how it is. And if you can't deal with it, get the fuck on. So at 17,
You got the fuck on.
fuck out. I ain't looked back since.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you
is.
guys in that dynamic. You need both a man and a woman, a mom and a dad in a household for it to be like.
What is your opinion? How do you feel?
I think it just depends on the individual, because I know people, although I didn't grow up, well, I started out with both in the household, but by the time I got to middle school, Dad was gone. Mom had put him out, so he was gone. But I had friends in school who had both. I mean, had both parents. They both had good jobs. Like, you know, they was doing well for themselves and the kids, you know, but they didn't turn out no better than anybody else. They turned out actually worse. So I don't think it have anything to do with whether you have both parents or not. I think it has something to do with just how that parent handled you, because one, like he was saying about, you know, and like Gam was saying about being the one parent, being the authoritative parent and all that. But sometimes, depending on the kid, you have to handle the kid, because each kid is going to be different.
Very true.
So
Yeah,
it's
very true. Very
depending
true.
on how you can't handle all the kids the same way.
Very true.
And so I had some friends that had both of their parents, and that's how they looked at their dad.
Right.
So they'll tell you, oh, I love my mom, blah, blah, blah. But they was walking on top of the mom, but the dad was like he was saying, knock them through the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
But they looked at that dad like that, like, and they didn't have no respect for the dad, but they did what the dad said, but the respect for real wasn't there. They did everything to try to avoid the dad. But they had both parents in the house taking care of them real good. So I think it just really has something to do with how that mother or that father, whether they together or not, how they train the kid or raise the kid or treat the kid, whichever term you want to use. It has something to do with that particular kid. Because like I was saying, this particular friend of mine, it was a brother and a sister. So it was a boy and a girl in the house. Then they had a mom and daddy. The girl turned out one way, but the boy turned out another way. But they both had same
lifestyle, pretty much. So
same lifestyle, but they both had same behavior or outside issues. But the sister just was able to mask hers a little better than the brother.
She knew how to work through it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Women
feel
also
like that's
mature a lot
important.
faster than men a lot of the times.
siblings, I would say sibling wise, I mean, I got a whole bunch of them, and my brothers and my sisters are way different. We were raised in the same environment. We necessarily went through the same things, but like my little brother, he done been to prison, he done been all that, but we raised through the same roof.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes people look at it and be like, yo, how come this one? Because I got away from it and I wanted to be different. Right. He used that trauma for the negative. I used it for the positive.
Right.
I'm gonna be better. He was just like, fuck it. This is what I am. This is what I'm gonna do. My sisters, totally different. They don't have the same father that I have. They don't have the same, well, that's their mother, but they don't have the same stepmom that I had. So when I look at different situations, I'm just like, hey, Dad, you letting her get away with that? And he be like, I'm just like, nigga, I could take you to the house where I still got my impression. Like I was a part of the Wiz.
Let me tell you.
On the wall, stuck. And I'm just like, nigga, what? Like, I'm about to really perk out on your ass.
I have a scar on my side that my mom used to show off to her friends and be like, yeah, this is what happens when you try to run away from an ass whooping.
I know you non-melanated, so you don't understand.
You don't understand.
Yeah,
that's that melanated shit. That's no, really. Like she will. This is what happens when you do some shit you're not supposed to be doing, and you try to run away. Cause my mom, she had long nails at one point, and she scratched the shit out of me while I was running. And it's like she felt bad for it afterwards, but of course in her mind she's like, hold on, I shouldn't feel bad for this because you knew damn well you weren't supposed to be burning shit in my bathroom. And I was trying to whoop your ass, and
I ain't gonna hold
you got cut from it.
My mom's used to try to beat our ass all the time, and like she would use any weapon that she could find, a spatula, wooden, steel, Doesn't matter. She would find some type of weapon.
My mom always said it was better to hit you with a weapon than hit you with your hand.
But the thing about it, though, is like, it got to the point where we, especially Devin, oh man, would laugh at her when she was trying to hit us with these fucking objects because it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all. Like, at all. She broke wooden spoons on us, fucking metal spoons, and like the cooking ones. I'm talking about like.
And that's the important part that I feel like.
Shit.
That's the part that I feel like I have to piggyback off of Ed, where it comes from when he was saying, you know, he feels as if his children wouldn't respect their mom if he wasn't around. Right. I personally do feel as if that 2-parent household is important because there is a balance. I do personally feel like the mother is supposed to be the nurturer and the father is supposed to be that disciplinary. The father it's a lot easier for a father to be assertive and disciplinary versus a woman who has natural nurturing skills.
I'm trying to hold it, but what about?
I totally disagree.
But what about co-parenting?
That's what co-parenting is about.
No, but I'm saying you don't have to live together.
No, you don't. You don't. You don't have to live
co-parent
together. And you know what? And I have to take that into account because I do that with my oldest's son. I mean, my oldest's father. Like, take for instance, homework with him is stressful. It is very stressful. He would rather you just tell him the answer, and he will sit there and cry and sit for hours and boo-hoo until you tell him the answer. And I'm not about to tell you the answer because that's defeating the purpose. Exactly. And I got very stressed, and I won't lie. Sometimes I do just kind of like yell, and it's like, bro, why aren't you hearing me? I've been saying the same thing for 20 minutes, and that's where I was like, you know what? He has a daddy. Hey, I'm about to FaceTime you real fast. I need your help. And I lied to you not. As soon as his dad got up there, he was able to show a different way. He was able to get to him to a way that I couldn't. And it was like, okay, now we got it. And it was like, you know, he even understood. I apologize, Mom. I apologize. I wanted you to give me the answer. He did. I wanted you to give me the answer. Yeah. And it's like sometimes it takes both parents to really bring out who that child really is, if you get what I'm saying. And it's like, I don't, and I understand what you're saying. You like, I disagree because some women, I also feel like it depends on how you were raised, the household you were raised in.
Yeah, just
because I know a lot of women that really are just kind of like strong and just that, but they don't really have that nurturing aspect either. They're just the dad pretty much, and all they know is to be strong and assertive, and they kind of taught their sons to the point where all they know is strong and assertive, and now their sons are struggling because they don't know how to be the emotional side of them because their moms didn't know how to do it because all they're doing is teaching you what they knew.
Then you had some mom that's too soft for them, and then the sons turn around being softer than the moms.
Exactly. And it's like it's a double-edged sword, and this is the reason why it is. And that's why I genuinely feel like kids weren't brought into this world with just one person, and that's the reason why both of those parents are supposed to be putting that in. I don't feel like there should be any blame on one particular parent, one male or woman, but
one has more control though. I will say that.
I saw you were about to say something earlier. Did you?
Yeah, I was just about to say that when she actually answered the question. Okay. Everybody doesn't have that nurturing side, whether it's, and neither does all the men have the assertive side. Right. So whatever your strength is, then that's what you go forth with. But I just think that as far as a 2-parent household, I definitely agree with the last part you said. Like, it's just a thing of it. Me not having any kids, I think people's like, okay, you shouldn't answer, you shouldn't say anything. Oh, no, and I think that's so far from the truth. Yeah. Yes. Because, being a parent, it isn't an instruction manual. So you just doing basically what you were taught, or you doing off the fly. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I just feel like whatever you teach your kid still has that, make that conscious decision to do
right.
What they
especially when they get to certain ages.
When they get to the age,
Like what were you about to say, Ed? It looked like you was jumping over there.
It's just, it's one of those things where I agree with what you're saying. Like, sometimes you might have that natural mommy or that natural daddy in you that don't have kids, but sometimes when I see people with no kids, and then they say, oh, well, you should do things like this. Right. And there's no shun to you. It just goes out for the people. No.
Come on with it.
they don't understand of dealing with that person for 24 hours, 7 days a week, and constantly. And I'm speaking for myself and for my BM. Mommy, daddy. And then you finally be like, yeah, what? And they be like, look what I can do. Or look, this what I had. And you just like,
yours say something, mine don't say nothing.
And like, nah, because like it literally just happened. And that's why it kind of triggered me, because I'm sitting down, I'm eating dinner or whatever like that, and we're watching Tom and Jerry, and my daughter goes, daddy. And I'm just like, what, Legacy? What do you want? Did you know that, cats prefer 2 mouses? And I was like, where'd you get that information from? Did you see it off the TV? And I'm just like, I just wasted 35 seconds of my life for this.
Wasted. It won't waste.
No, it was, because those are the questions as a parent you get. And when people with no kids, and they be like, man, you should do it like that. Nah, nigga, I tell you what, you could take them for 3 months and see if you have that same issue. Like, bro, it is a different. I know what you're talking about.
I'm sure it's different. And you speaking from a perspective where, because you're dealing every day, but just because you're dealing every day doesn't mean that you are more experienced than me, or that because I give you my opinion on something mean that it's not valid.
I haven't seen a check since I was 20.
You haven't seen what?
I haven't seen a check since I was 20. I mean, I'm putting like in your no. Hell no, I don't do that, child's shit. You go under the dirt before you get money out of me. But anyways, being somebody like with no kids right there, I'm looking like the whole world is yours. The whole world is yours. Like if I want to eat a double cheeseburger with pickles and shit, I don't gotta make a specific order. I ain't gotta get. If I like this shirt, I ain't gotta think, oh well, so and so need clothes too.
I ain't gotta go eat it in the car, because I ain't gotta worry about nobody
Chick-fil-A in the car. That's some sad shit.
Yeah,
you can't even walk in the house.
We had this question before on the podcast, remember? Yeah. And I said that a person with no kids can only give their opinion based off them as a kid, from how their parents raised them. They can't give. I don't think that their opinion is like really valid as a parent. So it's like if I'm asking for a parent's opinion, you can give me your opinion based off how you were raised as a child. You can't give me your opinion based off being a parent. However, you can still give your opinion, because you might come across a valid point or something from how your parents raised you, or what your parents did to you. You can say, oh, my parents used to do such and such when I was a kid. But you also, some people that don't have kids, like, Gam, she might get a little offended sometimes, but it's not to offend. It's just everyone might not accept your opinion as valid, because they might be struggling as a parent and really need some opinions from experienced parents, not experienced kids. You get what I'm saying?
I think, I hear all of y'all, and I can only speak for me, because I don't have any kids.
You can have
them. I don't either, so.
Yeah,
I'll let you get them for 2 months, straight up.
I ain't doing that, right? And this, trust and believe, this is by choice. So, but I just feel like, don't slap me because I'm not in that position that you're in, because I can give you a valid opinion,
right?
And not from a kid's perspective, but from an adult with a conscious mind. You may be looking at it because that's your child, so you looking at it straight. I'm telling you, like, no, okay, yes, you can go straight, but you also can go right, left, and right, and whatever, left and right. So, but because automatically, I don't have any kids, you're like, oh, I ain't listening to you. Okay, but then let him keep slapping your damn face then.
No, I'll put it like this. My kids' godparents, shout out to Hunt, Jazzy, best godparents ever. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I like, they'd be like, oh my God, I love the kids. Bring them over as many times as you want. And when we get over their house, and I'm just like, they got nice furniture. I mean, I got nice furniture too, but it's got kid. You could tell it's been a kid in the room. And I'm just like, yo, and my kids might get on the couch and they might be like, hey, we over Ty's house, or we over Jazzy's house. We can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, hell no. Y'all not doing that. And then the first thing they go is, nah, this our house. Like, they can do whatever they want to do. I said, and I told my homie, I said, yo, bro, keep them over here for a week and see if you still have that same energy. Like, at the end of the day, they still got to come home with us. So of course it's just like, that 3 hours was fantastic. Oh my gosh. And I'm just like, nah, my nigga, like, this shit get real. And I tell them all the time, he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna have a big family, I want to do this. I'm just like, bro, slow your roll, get your bank account right, understand what you want at what you want to do. Like, go out on these dates, go out and dress up and go tour the world, go do the things that you love to do. And not saying that, you know, parents can't take their kids and stuff like that, but it's a different experience to really truly understand a person when it's just y'all two than you having two creatures tag along with you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I love my babies, but I haven't been able to take their mama out on a date just with us two and forever. And forever we just haven't had that experience.
But you've been with her how long now? So you should be creative, you know.
Oh, we definitely are. It's just one of those things where I tell people when they be like, oh, I can't wait to have kids, I want to have this, and I'm just like, you're not there yet. You're never necessarily gonna be there, but I can give you the steps to look for. Be like, hey, yo, those diapers you get for your baby shower, that shit ain't gonna last about 3 months, 4 months. Them clothes you finna get only gonna last a couple months, bro. Stack your bread up, enjoy life. Understand that this is about to be your life partner, because I feel sometimes people get in relationships and they be like, oh man, this is my boo, this is my babe, this is my husband, this is my man, this is my girl. And then when the baby get here and the stress really kick in, like when you got to wake up 3-4 times a night to make a bottle or change some ass or change sheets because they didn't piss the poop in the bed with you or the bassinet or whatever they in, that put a lot of strain on the relationship, because people look at it like, I can't stand you, motherfucker.
I mean, I don't know how many times, but my only point is,
I ain't wake up.
I understand what Gam is saying when she feels like, you know, don't attack her, because I completely get that. My mom raised me in the aspect of she hid absolutely nothing from me. My great grandmother looked at her like, why are you telling a child all of this information? But she only told me all of this information because she looked at it as, I want you to know every aspect of it, so that way you don't have to feel like you have to go and experience it yourself. You can experience a lot of things and fully understand it from watching and or having it being explained to you. You don't have to be a parent yourself, like literally push out a kid yourself in order to understand what it is to be a parent. So I completely understand that. I feel like it's wrong to dismiss somebody's opinion just because they don't have children of their own, because just because they didn't birth out their own child doesn't mean they don't understand what it is to be a parent, because there's a lot of people that birthed out children and still don't know what it is to be a parent.
That is true.
That is a very true statement.
That is a true statement. There's a lot of shitty ass parents out here.
No, it is, and that's why you don't shun somebody that's just because, oh, but you don't have kids. Yeah, they might not understand the everyday today.
I got enough sense not to have one.
Exactly, they might not understand the day to day.
The crazy thing is, I didn't even think I could have them. I ain't gonna take. I was shooting up every club I was in,
and that's a problem, boy.
And none of these females. I'm not pregnant. I said, well, shit, I might be sterile. God didn't bless me. Then I went to the Navy, got out.
Oh my God.
Next thing you know, I done had a kid. I'm just like, Doc, what happened? He said, well, you're not on any drugs, you're exercising, you don't drink, you're eating healthy, your sperm is good. I'm just like, nah, take this shit back. Give me a blunt, give me a bottle. You know what I'm saying? Give me a double cheeseburger. But yeah,
maybe that's why I've gone this long without having a kid, because of how much I smoke and shit. Like shit,
bro. I guarantee.
No, I mean I also don't be busting girls like you do.
Well, that's I mean, shit.
Wow,
reckless,
right?
Reckless.
I am.
Anyway, all right. We are at the end of the show. We are past time. This has been a very fun and interesting episode. I appreciate you guys for coming.
It has.
It's been a long overdue. Yeah, they are literally right across the street.
Yep.
Really?
Like literally.
Well, shout on y'all.
Directly across the street.
I ain't gonna give y'all props. Shout on y'all. Shit. Y'all ain't come visit. Y'all ain't come bring no snacks.
No, that's actually. So here's my thing, right? Is we were supposed to have them on a few weeks ago, but a few weeks ago we were having too much us shit going on that I didn't want to bring, because I have a lot of respect for them. I would have
acted. I like y'all. Come back next week.
I'm saying at that.
It's the ratchet hose.
I'm saying how we conduct. I feel like how this podcast went tonight was very good. I think it went very well. But I'm saying a few weeks ago, when we were fucking just at each other's neck every night, I don't think that it would have been as well as it went tonight. So that's
Yeah,
why
it's
I
all
didn't
about
want
the people that you bring on.
No,
like
I know,
they're
but it
chill.
also no, I know that, but I'm saying y'all know how we can get. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
So,
the
but
other
I
ones
think
was
we've got that
bucking.
under
So
control
I
a lot
buck
better
back.
now.
Fuck them.
I respect
Eat
it.
one. I'm at the end of my can now, so fuck y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say
See
he
me.
definitely been seeping
What's up?
at Four Locos.
Yeah,
so.
bro's got
See me.
fucking bro. Is he? You good, bro?
Yeah,
you
no,
must
I'm
be
s-
getting some of that good.
No, I'm not. It's not even that. It's the energy that you bring in the room, bro. It's the energy.
agree with
It's the
that, too.
people that you bring in here, and that's why I said when we talk to them and they on that rah shit. I
mean, but
I'ma bounce
sometimes
back.
they don't even be on
were-
rah shit. We just be on a level 1,000 sometimes.
Name
Like,
one person that came on this show that hasn't been on no rah shit.
A lot of people haven't been on no rah shit.
Name one person that has
Dame.
came, huh?
Wasn't on no
Who?
rah shit. Dame wasn't on no.
Dame.
Chris wasn't on no
and
rah
that
shit.
I think
episode.
he's
And,
gonna say name females.
no,
because it's really just females.
My Block Live and Dame, they were chill, and we had a chill ass episode.
Yeah.
But when
Well,
you bring
sometimes-
rowdy people,
No, you're 100% right, because sometimes I want to bring the rowdiness because it does make for a good
it
episode.
does.
Like those episodes every once in a while are fun.
yeah.
Like those unorthodox, just fucking ratchet a little bit. Everybody kind of
I just
sometimes
don't like the fact
every
that
once
you
in a
gotta
while.
use a female to do that. We need to find some ratchet ass men.
we
every now
did.
and
We
then.
had the MMA fighter.
I mean, that show
We
wasn't that
we
bad.
squared up right there with
Anyway,
the table.
okay,
That shit
that's
was
all.
dope.
It's all unimportant. Anyway, oh shit. Next week we're going to be having Tez coming on via video
Stop
chat next week.
playing.
Yes, so
Come on, Tez,
stay tuned to
the
next week. Girls, do you just want to put out, where to follow you guys, all that good jazz?
You can follow us. Well, we're on every Thursday, 7 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. But you can also follow, subscribe, and listen to us on all major podcast networks.
Thanks.
I just realized you got two phones. You Kevin Gates.
Come on. One
Oh, and you can
It
follow
looked like
us on
three
Wait
over
Again.
there. Hold
You can
up, I
follow
see-
us on Wait Again Minute on Facebook.
I see a stack
TikTok,
over there.
and Instagram.
You's a drug dealer, ain't you?
No, I said that.
Nah, we. Yeah, it was on this whole time. Yeah.
This is my call phone.
Hey,
All right,
I was
well,
about to say,
We're
got my
gonna
card
end it.
on me.
We're gonna end it because
Swipe.
we always do this. But this has been a fun episode, and until next week, everybody, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Sorry, the Facebook Live went out for some reason, but I'm gonna go ahead and re-air the episode. Probably on Friday night. I'll just
Tez, you
re-air
better
it.
be ready. I've been waiting for your ass.
Yeah, I know Tez is gonna be ready, so we're gonna get him on video chat next week. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm trying to find my mouse so that I can go ahead and
Well, while he's
You
doing
guys are
that,
seeing me.
I say a little prayer for you.
All right, we'll check y'all next Monday.
Forever.
we'll give you his honor.
There we go. Yeah.
Until next week, bye everybody.